Yo, what's good, everybody? This is the Radar Podcast. I'm here with Travis. John probably logging on pretty soon, but today we're going to talk about the top 10 freakish athletes of all time and follow up on the NBA playoffs. So, what's good? What's happening, Travis?
What's up, guys? How's it going? And yeah, this was a special request from Lamar. He actually came into our Discord and did it. So awesome. First time for everything, right? and before we get any further, though, guys, I want to drop this in the start here. Do the trivia question, and then you guys can simmer on it, okay? So before, hold on. Okay, so there have been or teams. I said so. This is going to be a tough one. So teams that were trailing, okay, regular season and playoffs by seven or more, uh, up until from this season going back to last forever, 70 years or whatever, were are 4 and 1,645. I want to know two, at least two of those teams that came back and the year. Okay. So if anyone, I obviously will repeat it at the end of the or throughout the show here. But if anyone can tell us at least two of those teams, they came back from eight or more in the last minute of a game. Okay. There's four teams that did it and almost 1,700 that did not. So that's going to be the challenge today.
So,
Mm.
Travis, if you want to, I don't, did you put that in our Facebook chat? It's because I could copy and paste it.
I did not put it in Facebook chat.
Yeah, if you want to put it on our chat, I could copy and paste it so people could read it as
All right, let
they
me do that
listening
for
or
sure.
watching. All right.
One
All right. So,
second.
what you think about the playoffs going on?
Oh yeah. The playoffs have been insane. Like I am extreme. Have you watched the first two games of Knicks Pacers?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, those Pacers, like it's hard to count them out.
Yeah. I mean, it's just you guys don't remember this, but I've said that they've been my favorite team. Well, I'm a huge bandwagon fan, but like I randomly picked them a couple of years ago just to win or just to be a team, and I they look so good though. Like their bench is deep. They move the ball really well. They crash the boards. They have a super underrated front court. Miles Turner and Siakam. I mean, they're huge. I mean, they're hitting their shots. You saw what what's his name did. Like not even just Halliburton, but Obi Toppin. Like all these guys are coming up huge. And it's I mean, we kind of expected what would happen to the Wolves, right?
Yeah, I was saying yes, last show how I don't believe in them at all. They have skated by with luck, and Anthony Edwards just hasn't been playing well to me at least. He's not been playing like a superstar. Been very inefficient.
Very,
But
very.
but they played a Lakers team that was making weird decisions and no Steph Curry, so pretty easy to be in the conference finals if you the Timberwolves.
I said last week on Go James Kingdom that Rick Carlisle was doing a hell of a job in his playoffs, and he's doing a massive. He's showing a master class in that Knicks Pacers matchup. I mean, his coach. I mean, if you want to know about coaching, watch this series, watch their adjustments, watch how they come out starting a game. If you watch the Pacers all season, which I ain't gonna sit here in front and say I have, but I have watched a few games this year, and he's a hell of a coach. One, he's a championship coach, and if people really want to go back and tell you, remember when Larry Bird was the coach of the Pacers? I want y'all to know Rick Carlisle was the coach of that team. Larry Bird always gave Rick Carlisle the most utmost respect. Years before he became a coach, he said Rick Carlisle coached this team, and you could tell. You saw what he did in Dallas. You see what he's doing with the Pacers. Rick Carlisle is a coach. He's out coaching the Knicks, and I think your boy might be out of a job if they don't even just make this a series. Um, Tom Thibodeau might be out of a job because if you can't even make this a series, I mean, it's so noticeable he's being out coached. And Indianapolis is doing a hell of a job, and you're putting too much a burden on Brunson. They don't trust Cat. They don't trust Cat at all. Um, he's an offensive threat. He don't rotate at all on defense as he should. Um, I mean, it's too much of a burden on Brunson to try to win this series, and when they just putting body after body on Brunson, you're wearing him down into the last quarter. He tired. So
Yep. Oh yeah, and like they're just getting contributions from everyone. Like it's
everyone.
yeah, and it's been like hard fought games, like war zones in both, and it's just like we'll see how they respond in game three. That's going to tell us what their medal is made of, right? They have home court, they were favorites, blah blah blah. But these playoffs have really told us that kind of means nothing, right?
Hey,
And
Billy, remember we had said the worst outcome of this finals that if it'd be OKC and the Pacers.
That's what it's
That's
gonna
the
be.
that's the last one they would want
I,
to see. OKC and the
I think
Pacers.
most of us figure it's gonna be that, but we just didn't want to see it.
Yes,
dude, give me that finals all day. Come on now.
it's,
Uh,
it's a good basketball matchup for people who watch basketball. That's a good basketball matchup. But the NBA want the casual fans to watch it. And no
yeah.
casual fans watching the Pacers OKC.
Yeah, that's why they wanted. They were probably disappointed when like Luca and LeBron folded like bitches, and then but we should be used to that by now. And then OKC's gonna come out of there, and then the Cavs were injured, but hey, they're just the two best teams. And I picked Indiana on our show, but
I picked
Oh,
I
you
picked the
picked
Knicks.
Indiana.
I picked the Knicks.
You picked Indiana win just win this series.
yeah, just this series.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about at the beginning. I think me and John picked the Pacers too because we weren't going against the Pacers.
I didn't pick them to come out, but because I thought they were going to lose to Cleveland, but I didn't anticipate. Obviously, no excuses, but when you don't have like Garland and Mobley for like 3 games or whatever, it's going to be tough. But they still, they still look very impressive. They look great now. Like they're playing great defense. I think Miles Turner and Pascal Siakam are wildly underrated,
Finally had
especially
a
on the
great
offensive.
game the last game. He
Yeah.
finally had a breakout game.
hmm
I mean, he finally showed the reason they traded for him and brought him over there. This
Yeah, I
last
thought I was
Uh,
game.
watching 2019. Yeah, I
well,
was like, okay.
he is a NBA champion, so
Yeah, he is. It's like you,
yeah, he's an
Pascal. You
NBA
are a
champion at
good
least.
player in this league. Please show us.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, man. They're getting like all of their wings are like playing fantastic. Like you saw what Hal or not Halliburton, but the other guy. I keep mixing their names up.
it's
Um,
hard. It's hard to keep up with this Pacers team.
yeah, but I mean, they look good. They're healthy most of all, and I mean, Knicks are. I don't want to say they're getting exploded. They're just folding down the stretch. Like they don't make the proper adjustments.
I mean,
But I
they,
don't know.
I mean, the games are close. Yeah, the games are close. It's just the Pacers are just pulling it out. I mean, did they come back with like down by 9 in like the last minute
Yeah,
and win the game or tied
yeah,
the
yeah.
game? Just
Yes,
crazy.
actually. And what's
Uh,
his name? Juan Boy actually got the trivia question right already. Son of a bitch, man. That was a trick question too.
what was the trivia question?
So, John, I said that there have been four teams, right, in history who have come back from seven or more down during the final minute to win a game, right? And like they're like 4 and 1,600 and some odd. And yeah, it was Pacers 95 was one of them, but the other three were
Okay.
this year's Pacers, and it was all within the last month.
Yeah, well, I think we all knew it was the Pacers because what they did versus the Knicks
Yeah.
and Reggie Miller's game versus the
Yeah.
Knicks.
Did anybody watch that game? Like live, like watching it?
Which
I
one?
watched that
The
game. It was the Pacers Knicks game one. I'm watching the game. I'm talking to my sister on the phone. She like, you know, something. I'm gonna go eat and watch this game. It's basically over. I said it is, but I'm gonna watch it to the end. And the Pacers just didn't give up at all.
mm-hmm.
And the Knicks was taking bad shots, bad turnovers, and felt like they didn't want. Felt like they knew they had the game over, and it was over. The Pacers was like, "No, it ain't over until it's 0-0-0 left on the clock."
Yeah,
I thought that was a three though. I mean, once they showed the replay, you saw his foot on the line, but I thought it was a three. I'm like, game is over. He did the choke sign and everything. It's over.
well, the fact that they just went into overtime and handled like men was pretty hard. That was an even bigger insult to the Knicks.
And Halliburton, yeah, Halliburton rated the most overrated player in the NBA. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yes,
what
yes.
That's crazy.
craziness?
What if he found out some of the players who voted? What if he found out some of the players who voted him there, and he's actually playing against them in the playoffs?
Yeah,
I mean, he,
He
he
going
showed out
against
last
players.
playoffs too.
Yeah, he did. He really did. I feel like Boston just had so much talent, and the Pacers just wasn't ready. That's the reason Boston won because so I think the Pacers made to beat Boston this year.
I mean,
But
they certainly looked like a better team this year. I mean, they just look more mature.
yeah,
I'm, I
definitely.
mean, they're kind of, yeah, I don't know, they're kind of like the same team as last year, but more experienced. So they've been playing that extra year, so they
Yeah,
should have been better. But they did catch some good breaks, and they dodged Boston,
Yep.
who could play at their pace.
Yeah,
So
Boston, dude. That's sad.
yeah,
nobody can play at the
yeah,
Pacers
Knicks
pace.
help with that. I mean, Boston can.
Yes,
So yeah, it's just like
yeah,
a few
Boston
teams
can.
who can
Boston
play at
could.
their pace. Yeah, Boston because they shoot a ton of threes. Like they love to play at that pace, and that's how they literally play. Just going down shooting threes, 60 threes in a game, crazy.
Yeah, so crazy.
Mm, I
Yeah,
mean,
but it falls right into Boston what they want to do anyway. So it's like, okay, we can run up and down. I mean, help us with our 63s, more possession shoot. So
mm, I mean, so
okay. But
that
Minnesota's
yeah,
up
so
39-14 right now in the second
damn,
quarter.
this came out firing, huh?
Yeah, but this game ain't even close to being over.
Yeah, we'll
Um,
see what happens.
I,
I
I,
mean, even if they win
I
today,
honestly believe they're gonna sweep. Honestly, if Minnesota gonna win the game, they gotta win this game. Outside of that, I think they're gonna sweep.
yeah, this is the desperation game. We'll see what if they win, what happens in game four, but
I
it
think
does
we
not
all
matter
know
right
that
now.
the Timberwolves can get hot from the three, so they could easily win a game or two.
Yeah.
But they have so
Oh,
many duds shooting wise,
Yes,
and the
yes,
the first two teams just couldn't take advantage of it. Oh, OKC would take advantage of it if they have a
Yeah.
bad shooting game. They're getting blown off the court.
I
I
mean, I
mean,
think OKC is built for teams like Minnesota. If you like to go one on one, they got so many athletes. OKC that they can switch. They got good defenders, and it's just like you falling right into their trap. You actually have to get hot to beat OKC for a team like Minnesota. And then it's not like Nas Reed is taking advantage in the post versus certain players guarding him. He's shooting a three. He's helping OKC with the game plan. So
yeah.
uh,
The nice thing about OKC is they don't have to like constantly swap personnel in order to try and matches. Like they have guys who can stick other matchups. Like they don't have to worry about their bigs being
yeah,
super stretched on the floor, or they won't be productive offensively. Like Lou Dort and Chandler Williams can step out and guard it. So can SGA. And it was just like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's really gonna be like it's a make or miss league. But Ant Man needs to show a little bit more restraint. I mean, it's gonna be tough for them to find this way. I still think they're gonna lose in five, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I've been playing the same way he always plays. So the only thing different he could do is probably get to the hole more, but he settles for those threes a lot.
Mhm.
Do you think he can play in the post a little bit, Billy?
I don't know. Like him getting to the hole, he's kind of unstoppable, but he likes to settle for threes a lot. Like last game, I think he was like 1 for 9 in threes. I remember the last game when they beat the Lakers in game, what, five? He was like 1 for 12 in threes. Like he
Yeah,
settles a lot for threes, even when he's like completely off. It's like just missing a jump shot. He just shoots threes. He led the league in threes this year. So,
yeah.
Fell in love with it.
and yeah, it's kind of hard to break it, I guess. Must be
Because I
hard to
think
break because he haven't broke it yet. He's still shooting
because I
at
think
a
his
high clip.
position. I think his position. He's probably the best athlete in the NBA at his position. He's probably physically bigger than a lot of players who guard him at that position. I feel like he could take over the mid range and get into the post, take advantages of that, which would allow teams to double him, and he could pass out for open threes. I just think he needs to do something different and not just go one on one all the time or just pick and roll. And teams, he seems like he's easily guarded, and I just think he needs to add things to his game to make it just harder to guard him. Being a post, shooting 12 threes a game. I mean, you let the defense off the hook every game. It's like if you're gonna take 12 threes, take them. You better hit 50% of them.
No,
Yeah, there's no room for error when you're playing OKC. I
The
mean,
MVP.
yeah, you want MVP. That was the thing that happened.
we all knew he was gonna win it anyway. So
Yeah, we've known
Yeah,
that for months. I mean, it's not really like the least kept secret ever.
yeah, yeah, they was trying to not give it to Jokic. So Jokic started at like third at the beginning of the year.
yeah, yeah. It started low, and I mean the triple double forced them to bring him to the conversation, and still didn't want to give it to him. Like, hey, we messed up and should have gave it to Shea last year, so we're gonna give it to Shea. As long as he does what he do, we're gonna give it to him.
I mean, Shea did what he did last year. Best
Yeah,
record. Well, no, he had the best record in the West, but they had the overall best record. So, I think Shea actually deserved it. So I'm not, you know, too opposed to him being
I mean, it's not like he was like
being
this
that
runaway
anyway.
thing where he shaded a lot of good things, and it's hard to argue with like the scoring leader on the best team in the league. So it's like
Yeah,
it wasn't like
that's
it wasn't
generally
like
how
some
it
weird
went.
selection.
Yeah, that's generally how it went
Hmm.
for most of the
Which is
time in the
whatever.
NBA
I
anyway.
don't. Yeah, I don't like super care. Like I'm not like I don't. I would never. I'm not gonna hold it against Jokic like where I rank him or anything. So
Hmm.
I mean, I wasn't upset he won. I mean, you deserve it. He had a great year, the best team, basically a college team outside of him. Um, best record. They best record in NBA this year. So yeah, hey,
He
go
deserved
play.
it. I mean, Jokic can't win it every year. Jordan didn't win it every year. LeBron
No,
didn't win it every year. So, someone has a good year, they should win Most Valuable Player. When they were valuable to their team, the best
yeah,
team in the NBA.
very, very valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that kind of moves us along to our actual topic there. And Lamar wanted us to say who we thought were the most freakish athletes in NBA history.
I know there's a couple of who's put things here.
I,
Uh,
when I
Oh, there's
read
somebody
it,
else.
when I
so
read it on YouTube, I thought it just said athletes and not NBA athletes. I
I
thought it just
mean,
said athletes because I
we
was
can do
ready.
that too.
The freakiest athlete ever that I know of was Bo Jackson, who was a natural baseball player who
Yeah.
could have been a Hall of Fame football player.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Him, like Randy Moss.
Yeah,
You get a lot of them, right?
yeah, but Giannis is a hell of a freakish athlete. Shaq. I mean, I'm
if we're
looking at
talking
the list.
about just all athletes of all time,
I'm assuming it's in just
uh,
NBA athletes.
I mean,
Let's
we could
think
do both,
NBA.
I guess. We could do
I
both,
mean,
but let's
Yeah,
we're
we could.
talking. As
let's
if we're
let's
talking.
start with yeah, let's start with all athletes. Period. Let's who you guys got? Like, give me five names of just any athlete of all time.
I just like I said, Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson.
Um,
Will Chamberlain.
Facts. Will. Um,
Usain Bolt.
yeah.
Yeah, Hussein was pretty crazy. Michael Phelps.
I was literally finna say Michael Phelps. Uh,
um,
Megatron.
yeah,
Yes.
that's fact.
Yeah,
Megatron was
I like
ridiculous.
that one. Yeah, Mark Henry was a hell of an athlete, Johnny.
Bobby
Uh,
Fischer.
yeah,
I'm trying to to me for the NFL, I would probably go with Dion and Barry Sanders. Like those to me are probably the two greatest athletes to ever seen in
how about
football.
Lamar?
Leon.
How about Lamar and Mike Vick?
And
Not
Mike
freakish.
Vick was pretty good too, but Lamar Jackson could do a lot of things Vic could do, but he doesn't have the arm strength like Vic had. But just an athlete, period. Dion could do everything, and Barry is the most freakish athlete I ever seen in football history. I haven't seen any. There hasn't been another Barry Sanders. They never will be.
No, not
Lawrence
even.
Taylor was pretty OP.
I was finna say LT. He was a
I
hell of
mean,
an athlete.
he was a great athlete, but there's no one on. I don't see no one on those two guys' level. Like Dion, saw him done from the free throw line.
Yeah,
That dude
and
could
they
do a lot of
recently showed
things.
that replay this season during college football season, last college football season. They had showed that. I'm like, ooh, crazy. He's probably a hell of a hooper too back in the day. Um, it just I think it's been some crazy athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Um,
Let me see about baseball.
Oh God, it's like
Is
Animal
there
Life right
any
there.
Ken Griffey Jr. hell of an athlete.
The
good
unit.
athlete? I mean, we got Dion and like Bo in there too.
Yeah.
uh,
uh,
what about
Barry Sand. I'm not Barry Sanders. Barry
Barry
Bonds early
Bonds.
on. He was a Hall of Fame before any thoughts of anything else. But but Barry Bonds, Barry Bonds is crazy. He's the best baseball player I've ever seen. That I ever seen. Yeah.
I saw Babe Ruth in person.
It's just
I mean, I don't think we have ever seen someone like Barry Bonds, but he gets this credit for performing enhancing drugs.
things was just, I mean, just the fear factor of him hitting.
I
Um,
mean, how can you go up there and you just afraid that he's gonna hit it out the park? So that's another level.
I mean, yeah.
I
That's just
mean,
another level.
I think it was if he was on steroids. So I don't know if he was on steroids or not. It seemed like everybody was on an equal field. It's like
I
everybody was
mean,
doing it. So it
to
was
me,
like
if he was on steroids, like that doesn't mean that
you're gonna
that
be
makes him
great.
hit the ball better. But
Yes.
then again, he's knocking it out the park every time.
Isn't
Like
that
you
exactly
trying
what
to
that
walk
means?
him. Yeah, you like trying to like. I mean, everyone was using steroids. Nobody was like Barry Bonds.
Well, I don't think everyone was, but what about
I mean,
Randy Johnson?
most people were using steroids. They just didn't get caught.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Why
That's
you
all
think
that. I'm pretty sure they all was.
everything changed?
Like they were using
Literally,
steroids for
baseball changed.
years, and nobody knew. They've been using steroids since the 70s and 80s.
well, when you bought Sosa and Aguirre were right, or Maguire.
They definitely, but they didn't know they was using steroids to they well at least Sammy till he basically almost retired. I think he was retired when they said he did.
Yeah, he was retired. He was
Like
retired.
he never showed up dirty before, but there was some article that he did test. I don't think Barry Bonds did he ever test
Yeah,
positive?
didn't they
I
go
don't think he did.
before Congress and like
None,
they all tested?
dude, none of them
Yeah,
had
they all
tested
went against
positive.
it. They all said they didn't do it, but
I
What
I
tested
happened
don't think
was
Barry Bonds ever did.
Sosa myself. I was a
no,
doctor
Barry
at that
Bonds
time.
never tested positive for
Yeah, I don't think
steroids.
he ever did.
But it was,
Interesting.
I guess some of them had got tested and it wasn't supposed to come out. They were supposed to throw it away. They never came out about who tested positive and who didn't. But Congress got a hold of that list that was supposed to be thrown in the garbage, and that's when they had called everybody to Congress. And
Uh,
so,
I
yeah, baseball can
mean,
do no wrong, but
baseball's weird. I mean, it's just like it's tough to say that the best athletes, right? Like you can just go to the best players, like Mariano Rivera, right? Was amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of
I
hard to say
mean,
the best athletes
yeah,
because I
they-
mean football. You can see it because there's
mhm. Yeah,
like
because they're just
Barry
it's such a measured, more
Bonds.
slow paced game.
I mean Barry
Yeah.
Sanders was just on another playing field than everybody.
well, honestly, I never watched soccer
And
like that, but
Dion as well. Like
I think soccer
Yeah.
has some hella athletes, and I'll watch it once in a while. I don't know who playing, but you could just tell just watching these soccer players. They got some athletes out there playing soccer. And, I just wish I could have gotten to that sport more, but because my daughter plays soccer, so I was forced to learn it a little bit and watch it. So, but I believe you had some hella athletes playing soccer as well.
They're really fast. I am so sick of Black Mamba here. Black Mamba, I'm gonna do this for you one time and tell you to tune in to tomorrow's show because I have something for Kobe Bryant, and I'm doing it for him because your stupid casual ass and guys like you are so unable to mount a worthy defense for why Kobe should rank as high as you put him. All you say is the crap you're doing now. Like he had 7 finals appearances and 5. I'll tell you, it's just so stupid. Like it's like trying to watch like retards hump a doorknob. It's like so insanely dumb. Kobe deserves better, and I'm gonna give it to him tomorrow. Okay, so that's what I'll say to you. You can stop spamming. I'm a way bigger Kobe guy. I'm accidentally a better Kobe fan than you are because I can accidentally, even when I'm not trying to, then when you are trying to on your best day. And that's the lot. You're Johnny's right. I don't know why I'll pay him any mind, but
Hey, Johnny,
that's
you know what
unfortunate.
happens sometimes? You get poked so much. It's just like sometimes it's like, let me give you the attention that you really asking for. I,
Facts.
I,
All he does is spam me every show.
I literally today had this guy tag me into a lot of stuff on Facebook. It's tag every second. It's tag. And I never call people out on name on my Facebook page, but I will put a post up and say stop. And I did that today. I said, just stop, leave me alone. It's like I don't even know you at all. I mean, I think we debated once or twice in the past, but I debated a lot of people out of the blue. I just debate somebody on Facebook. and just stop. And it's just like, why did I even pay you attention? But just like you wouldn't stop tagging me and stuff. I mean, my phone going off. It goes off a lot anyway, but it was just going off. I just see your name everywhere. It's just like, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get the frustration sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that'll be just like the definitive Kobe defense there, but I mean, it'll really illustrate the difference between myself and these clowns when it comes to Kobe appreciation. But anyway, as far as the NBA goes, I think there's
It's pretty funny because they don't have a like argument
mostly don't.
for the NBA. Said Black Mama said he wants us to drop the link, which he won't
Never,
click on, but they always
never
say it.
ever,
I'm
never has he
not.
clicked one time.
No, I don't understand it.
I don't think he's ever clicked the link.
Never, not in years, never.
Has he ever
I
clicked the link?
I think he just says this so somebody else could jump on.
Exactly. He says that, and then he's under the bed.
So,
I mean, you see the link out there, Black Bomber. You
Like a
you was
bitch.
called out.
It probably sounds like a bitch too.
That's
So
weird.
it's funny over here.
Hey, he been killing Cat on social media about his zestiness.
Man, those videos are hilarious. Those videos are hilarious.
Like, but yeah,
They are destroyed. They are destroyed. But
God, every time that guy talks, I'm just like, I want to throw my phone. It's so bad.
oh yeah.
I'm like, why does it have to be a white guy like myself? It's like, ugh.
But yeah,
he's like,
they ain't
it's
even have
crazy.
to kill Cat like that. They out there. I mean, social media is undefeated, so they don't play those games out here, man.
I got Wilt.
Yeah.
My 5 would probably be Wilt, Dominique Wilkins. I think O-Rob is very slept on, but I mean, maybe 80s Mike, LeBron. There's so many, right? Vince Carter.
Let me give you some of my people. I'll give you Gerald Green.
Oh shit.
Larry Johnson before the back injuries.
Larry Johnson. Oh shit. Yeah.
Baby Jordan. What's his name? Was it Harold Miner? I think he was a hell of an athlete. I'm trying to get some names. Some of y'all might not know who this is. Randy Brown was a hell of an athlete to me.
Randy Brown.
Yeah.
Randy Brown.
Somebody said Harold Miner.
Are you sure you don't meet Travis Knight?
Yes.
What about Antonio McDice?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yes. Kenyon Martin.
Yeah, facts.
Stromile Swift.
Stromile Swift.
Oh, I was just watching a highlight tape of him a couple of days ago.
That's a freak athlete. That's a freak athlete right there.
Oh wait, we got a Twin Man signing. Twin Man, are you still alive? I thought you might have like took the easy way out after last night. Twin Man, no.
Did y'all see that video? Did you see the video, B-Lee, that I put in the group of Halliburton and his father?
Yeah.
I want you. I need you to see that, Twin Man. I need you to see that, Twin Man.
No.
Hey, y'all Knicks, I told y'all didn't know how to celebrate. And y'all ain't doing no celebrating right now. Boy, if I had a Pacers jersey, I promise you I'd wear it on Go James Kingdom tomorrow.
Hey, well, at least the New York
Team's
not going to get burned.
I don't root for the Pacers, but I'm a Bulls fan. The New York used to try to beat us, even though we knew we would beat y'all. I'm still mad y'all went up 2-0 on us in '93, so we still won.
At least New York City's not going to get burned to the ground, right? We're good.
Yeah, they're gonna be safe. They was get set to bring the National Guard to New York.
How expected?
This is the cool that right there.
Oh yes. Hey, Lamar.
They throw ice water on
Shannon Brown was a hell of an athlete.
Yep, he
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Shannon
was.
Brown's
Lamar. I
good.
hope you watched that interview with Shannon Brown. You did a hell of an interview.
Oh man, there's
I
been so
mean,
many,
I
right?
mean,
Him
for
saying,
me, the freak athletes, LeBron, I think he's the probably the freakest athlete in the history of the world. Um, and he's still
yeah.
doing it today. I don't think there's a question as LeBron James is
But you think
probably
I
number
think he's
one on
still
everybody's
top
list.
five
He
athletes
should
in the
be.
NBA right now at
I
40.
mean, he just did a well mill dunk on a 7 footer this year.
Eh.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean,
And this
the
a
other,
this
well,
a
of course,
decline in him being an athlete.
yeah, and then the second that I have ever seen is Vince Carter. So LeBron, Vince Carter, you got to go throw Jordan in there because he was the freakish of the freakish.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
mean, Will
Um,
Chamberlain was a crazier athlete than any of those guys, like Prime.
uh,
Hey, hey, one boy,
nah, man.
Dwight Howard was a hell of an athlete.
Yeah, Dwight was good. I
Crazy.
wouldn't put
He
Wilt
had
in there. I
athleticism
mean,
with the power.
Dude, give me
I have,
90s Shaq,
I
like
have to
92 through
see,
97 Shaq was.
what Wilt can actually do. I have never seen what Wilt can actually do, so I can't just say he is because people say he
There's
did
video
this.
on that
They
man. You can
said
go back and study.
they they said Jordan had a 48-inch vertical and could run faster than Barry Sanders and Deion Sanders. So I
Oh,
don't have any faith in what people say. I
oh,
have
we
to
don't
see
have
it
to listen to what they
from my
say. We
own
just
Well,
eyes.
watch.
Billy, Jordan
I mean,
Percy, Jordan Percy
I've
said
never
he's never
seen
been
Wilt
ready.
Chamberlain. Yeah, I never seen Wilt Chamberlain do things that players today can do. So I just never seen it. That's why
Dale Dolphin,
What?
crazy.
I have never seen it.
Tell me a player today who's averaging 50 and 20.
That has nothing to do with being a freak athlete.
Doesn't it?
Have just because he scored a lot of points in the 50s, don't mean that he's a freak athlete like Zach Levine.
I mean, okay, a 7 foot guy who is sprinting up and down the court and cover any
Okay,
position is
okay,
faster than your guard.
I just,
yeah, back in
And
the
I just
50s,
think he's saying
back in the 50s.
he may be a freak athlete. He just ain't never seen it.
I've never seen. I mean, I don't know what he did in the 50s, in the 60s. I know what his stats were, but will he average 50 points today? I don't. He
obviously not he's
probably
not gonna
maybe
have 50
10.
points today, but like he's
Yeah,
I mean
maybe 10. I wouldn't say he's a freakish athlete today, or that I ever seen. Like Barry Sanders is the freakiest athlete that I ever seen play football. I've
that you ever
seen no
saw?
one
For
like
me it's
that.
Randy Moss.
I mean, Randy Moss was great, but I have never. Randy Moss couldn't do receiving wise what Barry Sanders could do with running the ball.
Debatable.
Barry Sanders was unstoppable. The only way to stop Barry Sanders is to have his line lay down on the ground. He
Mm,
broke Rod
I mean,
Woodson's
you remember the
ankles.
Detroit Lions?
He broke Rod Woodson ankles, like broke them. They had to carry him off the
a
field.
safety?
Had to carry him off the field. Broke him.
Ed Reed would smoke Barry Sanders.
Air Reeves wouldn't be able to touch him if he's 1-on-1. I have never. I mean,
Barry Sanders.
it was a like a make a wish thing if you tackled Barry Sanders by yourself. You just thought you like you just thought you did something special that you tackled Barry Sanders 1-on-1.
He
That's how
wasn't
great
getting
Barry Sanders
wasn't
was.
getting tackled. He wasn't getting tackled 1-on-1. He got game tackled a lot.
No,
Yeah.
All the
he got
losses
tackled
was a lot of
1-on-1.
game tackling, and his line
What's the
was
dude for the
balling.
Giants? Michael Strahan tackled him 1-on-1. And he said he was the happiest person for like a week because he didn't need any help from his teammates to tackle Barry Sanders.
Ray Lewis. Or Michael Strahan, I would say. Well,
Yeah,
Strahan was a bad man. I don't like him. He robbed my team of 2 championships.
something man.
Hey,
You know
but
what?
God, I think Reggie White was a hell of an athlete.
Yeah.
Reggie White was good. Yeah, I, I mean he was a hell of an athlete for his
Who,
size. Definitely. for his size, 300+ pounds, moving like that.
The minister of
Amazing,
defense. Yeah,
strong as hell, strong, like throwing offensive linemen like they were running backs.
Yeah.
dude. Did you like? I went back
I'm trying to
recently and
think of the
watched
guy he
like
played.
a bunch of games from the 2000 Ravens season. Those guys were monsters. That was such a like disgustingly overpowered team defensively to the point where they carried uh your garbage QB to a ring. Let me see, what was his name again? It was hilarious.
For what team?
The Ravens. Oh yeah, Trent Dilfer.
Oh, okay, the Ravens.
Yeah, that was like you see all these guys
Oh,
prime,
the
right?
quarterback.
All Hall of Famers. Yeah, and like they're like, oh, he's like, oh, my team's gonna allow 10 points a game.
Julius
Okay,
Pepper.
Julius Peppers. Yeah,
Julius
You know what
Pepper was
would have been a great
the
Super Bowl? Um, you know what would have been a great Super Bowl? I think it was the 2002 Bucks when they won the Super Bowl versus that
yeah.
Ravens team.
Oh, will they slaughter
what
them?
Raiders
It would have
team.
been a great Super Bowl. The Ravens
They
team
did
that
play the
that we're
Ravens.
talking about, the 2000
Oh,
Raiders.
Ravens. Okay.
Ravens. I'm just saying those two teams. That would have been like
Yeah,
they
it would
didn't
have
have
been.
great quarterbacks at all defense. That
Yeah,
would have been crazy.
I think Tampa had Brad Johnson at the time.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that would have been a crazy Super Bowl.
Tampa's my team, man. Let's go Bucks this year. Let's
Travis,
go.
every team is your team. I'm
That's
starting just
true.
to think you just say these things. You have so many teams. Like you need to stick with like two or three.
John, did you not hear me say Raven or Pacers were my guys beginning of the season?
Yeah, I did
Did
hear
you
you
not
say
hear me?
that. I honestly heard you say it. I
I did
thought
say
you were
it.
joking, but you did say it.
I did say that. Yeah, I was like, let's go Pacers, man. And
I don't know how much you paid John to say that, but
only like
I don't
$1,000
believe that's
No,
to be
I
the truth.
remember him saying. You know how Travis sometimes he'll just blurt something
No,
out the blue, like
I mean, he say something. Everybody his team, so I just don't pay him any attention.
the whole league's my team.
Everybody his team.
What's
Every
happening to
been
your
his
Suns,
team.
B. Lee?
I mean, I have never been a Suns fan a day in my life.
That's traitorous. Get out of Phoenix, man.
The last thing I grew up in Indiana. I was never a Indiana
so.
What?
or a
So
Chicago fan.
guess what? You know he ain't gonna admit it, but he a Bears fan. Okay, so
Ooh.
A Bears
okay.
fan. When like Devin Hester was there, that was my team because that's one of my top five favorite players. But
Ooh.
I've
Put
never been
Hester
a
on that
Bears
list,
fan.
Hester's
man,
a
of
hell of
freaky
an
I,
athletes.
athlete.
I used to love when the Bears played Detroit, so Barry Sanders could have a good game.
He
That was
always said
all I hoped for
he
because they
always
came on TV and I could watch Barry Sanders play. The
he
Bears is playing them,
always
great. Let me see Barry
Dude,
run
he
circles
always
around.
Bears are going to be way better this year.
they
Way
better
better.
be. Oh, they
Yep.
better.
There's no excuse. They revamped the hell out of their roster. Caleb Williams is talking shit.
They revamped the whole offensive line. They focused so
Yeah.
much on the offense this year. Um,
I mean,
they
they
got
just
good
have a
receivers.
run of terrible coaches.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Terrible coaches.
Well, now nobody knows about Green Bay.
It,
Lions might be worse. Vikings might be worse.
uh,
We'll see.
everybody might be worse, but we just don't know. We just don't know until the season starts. I
It's
mean,
true.
yeah, football is very unpredictable. The only
It's very
constant
Very.
is
unpredictable.
the Chiefs. The only constant is the Chiefs.
The
Other
Chiefs are
than
going to be
that, it's like
garbage
a
this
toss
year.
up every year.
Kelsey retire yet, or is
I
he?
mean, it could be,
No, he said he gonna play.
could
He
be.
said he playing
Yeah,
this year.
Kelsey. Yeah,
Kelsey
yeah,
said he
Kelsey upset that they got their ass whooped in the Super Bowl, which was hard to watch.
Did he break up with that slag
Yeah,
yet? Or,
no, he ain't broke up with her. They probably get married next year, man.
That's true. Well, Chiefs are winning shit this year, guaranteed.
Okay.
I
Ravens or
mean,
Bills.
Patrick Mahomes cut his hair, so hey, the league better watch out. It looks like he's gonna win the Super Bowl because he cut his hair. He actually
What?
look like a normal guy now.
I ain't seen it. I ain't seen it yet. I heard about it. I ain't seen it yet.
Yeah, he cut his
I need to
hair.
see
He
it.
doesn't look like a goofball no more. But
That's
no, Patrick
hilarious.
Mahomes Patrick Mahomes need to actually play better. So
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, my favorite quarterback. He was supposed to be a Chicago Bears.
Everybody
But
was.
I mean, the Bears they're just a terrible organization from beginning.
because when you said
Like they're
coaching,
just
I don't think you went further enough because I think it's organizational
I
problems
mean,
with the Bears.
they hired terrible coaches. They
They
hired
hired
coaches that should be in the NFL. They
they
yeah
hired terrible
yeah
GMs. They hired terrible
yeah.
coaches.
I mean
That's true.
It just
yeah.
trickled down. It's just
I
a
don't know what
trickle
to say
down.
about the Bears. Like it's like
The Bears.
it's
Let
like
me tell you
I I
what
actually
the Bears
had
did
this
with the
like
last.
one yeah I actually had this one teammate in college like he had like a F average like unbelievable like you have to try to get Fs like it's hard to just get Fs. It's hard to show up to class and just get Fs. And the Bears the same way. It's hard just for them to show up and just be terrible.
Yeah, but they do a great job of it.
I mean, you have to really put in a lot of work to be that bad
Hey,
to
hey,
not try.
hey, Brandon, tell me if you agree with this. I told a friend of mine that the 85 Bears gets them out the conversation of being a losing organization. When they talk about the
That's the
losing
only
organizations in football, I feel like the 85 Bears keep them out that conversation, even though they're a losing organization.
85 and they're like next year
You have to go year
they
by
had
year,
like
right?
a better record. So it's like two years.
Well, there's still
But
clubs who've
they
never
actually
even
did
won a
go
Super
back to the
Bowl.
Super Bowl at least. They
Yeah,
did go back to the Super Bowl at least.
but they still
Like
a
the Lions,
losing
they
team.
just never won anything.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
lose though. It's always been losing with the Bears. Yeah.
Well, those are shitload teams, right? Like, who's never even sniffed it, right? Like, well, you got like Jacksonville, Vikings.
I had almost thought I thought Jacksonville was gonna move to the Chicago because they moving the Bears Stadium to Arlington and Soldier Field's gonna be empty. And at the time, I thought Jacksonville hadn't renewed their lease at the stadium. I actually thought they was gonna bring another team to Chicago, but they renewed their lease in Jacksonville. I actually think they built a new stadium in Jacksonville for the Jaguars.
I'm
So
surprised
they're not.
that Chicago don't have two teams period for the NFL and NBA.
They was actually going to put the Bears Stadium. This was years ago. They was going to actually put the Bears Stadium in Gary years ago, and
That's the
and
last
then
thing they should
they
do.
bought all that. Yeah, it did. They bought all that property over there in Arlington to put the stadium over there, but the Arlington was trying to tax them. And I don't think they realized how rich these NFL teams is. So the Bears have put together a plan to put their new stadium on the Lakeshore Drive down from where they at now. And Arlington it came down on them taxes like, oh no, we ain't gonna charge you all them taxes. We know you ain't. So they're gonna finally build that stadium. And I feel like as soon as they build a stadium over there in Arlington, they're gonna have a Super Bowl in Chicago.
Let's go. I'd go.
Yeah, so I'm
Give me
glad they
tickets
be
to
in
that.
Arlington though, because having all that traffic in Chicago for the Super Bowl, even though that's the winter time in Chicago, um, it still would be a lot of people in Chicago for the Super Bowl. So
Hell yeah.
it's a big city. I mean, it's February. It's gonna be cold, but they got the hotel for everybody, so uh, definitely. But
It's one of the
What do you think?
funniest
Jason
things
Terry
I ever seen.
molested
He said
LeBron.
Terry molested, and he's a Kobe fan.
It's Black Mamba, dude. What do you expect?
Like he averaged
okay,
more points versus the Lakers, and they actually swept the Lakers. Isn't that
yeah,
hilarious? Like he averaged
I
more
was about
points
to
versus the
ask
Lakers, and
what
he
you
swept
think
the
he did
Lakers.
versus the
I
Lakers
mean,
versus Kobe.
you can't make this up. You can't make this up. Like if you're gonna talk about somebody smoking LeBron, like he did better versus Kobe Bryant. Like that's
That
hilarious.
same year. That same
That's pretty
year.
funny. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah, the same year he did better versus the Lakers. And
Defending
I never
champion
seen
Kobe.
I never seen a 18 points per game person be glorified as much as Jason Terry.
Well, that's because you haven't hung out with these casuals for,
Yeah,
you
I
Kobe
know.
mean,
fans.
usually you
Kobe
have to
fans always
average at
bring out
least 20
bring
to
up
be,
2011.
yeah, I like 25, 30 to actually be in this category, but they say it like Stephen A. Smith say it too, like JJ Barea, 8 points per game, destroy everybody. Like if LeBron or somebody average 8 points per game, like they get killed. Like LeBron got killed for averaging 18 points per game, but Jason Terry gets praise for being the LeBron stopper.
They
So
with you.
stupid. I always tell
It's
people
pretty funny.
I always tell people I'm like that's not even on my like top top five LeBron meltdowns because he was just passive. He was really passive that season or that series. There wasn't a lot of coaching direction in critical moments. Uh, he was still relatively efficient. You know, he was doing his
Yeah, he's
rebounding, his
pretty
passing.
efficient
They
all
played like that
around,
the series before.
shooting
You
wise.
know, he was just not as aggressive as we would have liked him to be. But that's not. I mean, I wouldn't. I didn't put that on like his biggest jokes for me. Like that was just a big kind of a weird situation there.
But they had played
It was,
LeBron had played
yeah,
like that in the series before versus the Celtics.
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade just had a better series versus the Celtics, and I guess Dallas didn't believe in Dwayne Wade, and they was doubling LeBron, hoping that he'd pass off to Dwayne Wade, and Dwayne Wade didn't. He didn't get off like he was able to. They was allowing him and Bosh 1-on-1. They was focusing the defense all on LeBron, and uh, it's like Dwayne Wade gets nothing for that series. He gets no. It's like Dwayne Wade wasn't there in 2011. I think he did average 23, but he could have did way better in that series.
you said LeBron did what versus Boston? He didn't play. He was passive versus Boston.
No, the way they played in that series in Dallas,
Uh-huh.
the offense the offense they ran, they was running the same things. They was literally doing the same thing versus Boston. It just I think Dwayne Wade just had a better series in the Boston series. I mean LeBron did his average, but I think Dwayne Wade had a better series in that Boston series versus than he did in that Dallas series
I, didn't LeBron both of them almost averaged for 30 a game during that series. I thought.
versus Boston.
Yeah, I thought both of them almost well,
Yeah,
didn't
that's
they
what I'm
average like
saying.
30?
Dwayne Wade had. That's what I'm saying. Dwayne Wade did so much better in that series, that Boston series, than he did in the Dallas series. Because
Well, I mean,
I mean,
if he averaged 30
in the
in the
Dallas
Dallas
series,
series, I think
he did average almost. He averaged almost 27 a game, 7 boards, 5 assists, led the team in blocks, was second in steals. He was shooting 54%. I mean, he was out there. I mean, Bosch only shot 41%. LeBron was 47. Dwayne Wade played. I mean, I
I mean,
refuse to put anything on Wade. I mean,
Dwayne Wade wanted that Finals MVP, and that's what
yeah.
they all wanted him to have, and that's why LeBron played the way he did. They wanted Wade to carry them, and LeBron apparently allowed it to happen.
Well, Wade already had a Finals MVP. Why would they give a shit about that?
Uh, yeah, I mean that's what they wanted. That's the whole coaching scheme. Even Dwayne Wade was talking about in the press conference. He'd been there before. He knows what to do. Like the whole thing was set up around Dwayne Wade, and LeBron just let it happen, and he just was passive the whole time because of that situation.
I think he was scared as fuck.
I always feel like they shouldn't have went to Miami. I think the original plan was to go to the Knicks, and I actually think they should have communicated with the Knicks, and I actually think they go to the Knicks. So if they was in that finals, I think LeBron actually have a better series
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
not
If,
like
if they were in, yeah, yeah. If there was any other city other than Dwayne Wade's team, it would have been a different finals. Because there's no way LeBron would have just sat there and
yeah.
just allowed that to happen. Like it was with Dwayne Wade. I know, like a Johnny talked about, it was like the culture scheme, which had a lot to do with. That's why Dwayne Wade was the main focus. But like Dwayne Wade was yelling at LeBron on court to do this, to do that, and LeBron just said, "Fuck it."
Yeah. So I always felt like that because they wasn't originally supposed to go to Miami. I think they was originally gonna go to New York, and I just felt like if they was in that same situation, they was in New York, LeBron takes the lead, and it's not like oh, this still. It's
I
like
mean, it
LeBron
worked
took a
out.
step back.
It worked
Yeah, it
out.
worked out. It definitely still worked out.
It worked out. Like they were never gonna have a better coach than supposed to. So he should have went to the Heat. They had everything set for him. Like that's the best situation for him. But then again, that one finals is like the main blemish on his career. Really, it's the only thing.
Yeah, to me, it's the only thing. It's the only blemish on his career.
That's the only thing. And it was all LeBron's fault. Like you can't allow someone to make you play that way.
No, you the best player on that team. You could change the series by
I
playing
mean,
just your
I mean,
game.
look,
Period.
yeah, look at Kobe. They was gonna go through Shaq, and Kobe said, "Fuck this, I'm shooting every time.
You talking about the '04?
I don't care if I'm shooting 30%. I'm shooting every time." Like, yeah, like no one is gonna say that we're gonna win another finals through Shaq. Like, I don't care. And LeBron just let the shit happen,
Yeah, and
and
it's
then
like
he was
you
so
can't
pissed off.
yeah, you can't be a two-time defending MVP like the years before and have that happen. I
Yeah,
understand
he,
through
he
what
just
one game.
yeah he pouted on the court.
Yeah.
Because the first two games he played well, like it
Yeah,
wasn't an issue. He had over 20 the first two games, but that second game when Dwayne Wade had 35 and LeBron James was missing a lot of wide open shots and threes, that's where everything went downhill and they end up losing the game. So I think if they would have won game three, things would have been completely different. I mean, game two, things would have been completely different in that series.
do you think people will forget about that series more if Dallas make it to the finals with that same team again in 2012 and LeBron just blow them out the water? Do you think people
I
forget about it
mean,
more?
yeah, because you saw them. I think they had like they played like the first part of the season. I don't know if it's the first game of the season
They played
after
Dallas
you know.
first game of the season. They played
Yeah,
Dallas
and
first
LeBron
game of the season.
just destroyed him. Like there's no way that they should have stopped. Like LeBron did that to himself. LeBron just came. I think he had like 30 and like by the third quarter, just destroying him.
Hmm.
Like that's all on LeBron. Like LeBron allowed that to happen. He allowed Dwayne Wade to say I'm gonna do this on my own, and you just gonna sit here and be my Scottie Pippen. So
I do feel like Dwayne Wade still felt like well, I ain't gonna say still. I feel like Dwayne Wade felt like he was the better player when it was
yeah,
obvious
he
who was
did.
the better
Yeah,
player.
he did. He obviously felt like he felt like he was on LeBron's level, and he figured out during that season that he wasn't. That series that he wasn't because he couldn't carry them by himself. He obviously couldn't carry them by himself because they lost.
It's a, Dwayne Wade should have realized there was a reason Pat Riley wanted to bring LeBron over there. It, he knew it was a level to it was a level difference between Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. I think it was noticeable. I
Yeah,
think Dwayne Wade saw it in practice before they played one game together. Uh,
I mean,
but
everyone's playing for their legacy, and Dwayne Wade was making that himself. The year prior, he led the league in scoring, All NBA first team, I believe. Like he felt like he needs to show the world that he's still there. He's still a top three player in the league. And I know during the offseason, he said, LeBron, we're gonna go through LeBron, but Dwayne Wade was hurt as well, so they didn't have a choice but to go through LeBron.
Mm.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think that was
Wade was a better number two than LeBron being a number two.
yes. It wouldn't have helped that team at all. With LeBron being a number two.
Yeah,
Well,
Uh,
I mean we've seen it throughout LeBron's career. Like whenever he takes a step back, he's just not that player like he should. Look at look at
I think
now. He's taking a
I think
step back to Luca.
I think
He's
at Spurs
nowhere near.
they played okay with LeBron being a number two, but it wasn't consistent. I believe at Spurs they played okay like that, but uh, I
Yeah,
think
LeBron. I just watched him. Like he's never really played that well being a number two guy. I don't think he can be. That's the issue.
no, I don't. No, he's going to when he retires. I think he's still going to average over 23 points a game. He's retiring because he just feel like he needs to step away from the game. Um,
I mean, look at this year in the playoffs. Like he couldn't even score in the fourth quarter. Like I think he knows that he's not that player that he used to be. You can see it on his face after the after some of those games. Like, damn, I don't have it. Even though he wasn't managed right, like there's no reason he should be playing over 32 minutes a game. There's zero reason LeBron James should ever play over 32 minutes a game unless it's an overtime game. But you have to have the
no,
right coach to manage that.
I said next year they're gonna have to. I think they need to protect LeBron more.
Yeah, protect from himself.
I think he's year 23. If you don't low manage LeBron, I hate low management, but I believe you have a player in year 23 and he's going to contribute to your team. I think you have to protect him. You have to watch his minutes, games played. I think you got to watch all that because you need him for the playoffs. And I
I
think
mean,
you need to
yeah.
build your team like that.
I mean, the thing is that you don't really need to low manage him, but he needs to play at least a 70 games a year. I think he do.
You think
So
70
somehow you have to
games?
manage that. I think he needs that. I think they need to shoot for that 70 games for him because if they don't and they try to limit his games, he won't be all NBA and stuff just like that because he's going to get hurt. So you have to factor that in, but you just have to make sure you manage his minutes because think about it. Like during the Timberwolves, they were literally within the last 2 minutes. They was basically tied for three straight games. 4 games out the series, they were literally tied with 2 minutes left in the game. And LeBron didn't have anything to actually contribute. No, nothing to actually contribute. So if you manage his minutes and he's going into that 2 minutes playing 30 minutes that game, he's going to actually be able to score points other than sit there and box out and pass the ball because he don't have any lift on his legs. He can't get to the hole. So you have to literally manage LeBron minutes. And Darvin Ham tried to manage it and he got pissed off the first game.
Pissed off.
Yeah, he was pissed off the first game. Like, why am I here on the bench? Like, I need to be playing 40 minutes a game. Like, no, you do not. You
You
cannot
don't.
play 40 minutes a game.
No, I do agree with you. Is no reason LeBron should still be playing over 23
Yes.
minutes,
Yeah.
32 minutes a game. Um,
I know with the Olympics he was playing with a whole bunch of stars, but look how much energy he had when he
yeah,
was playing like 25 minutes a game. Look how much he was guarding Jokic, he was guarding every fucking body. The point guard, making all the right plays, up and down the court, 25 minutes a game. He needs 32 minutes a game. And you're going to he's not going to be as great as he was versus the Olympics because he's older. But then again, he's could be better than he was this year.
I think so. 70 is 12 games missed.
Mhm.
Uh,
You just have to factor in he's going to be hurt for at least 15 of those games. So you just have to shoot for 70. You really have to shoot for him to play
okay,
every game that he's healthy because
I
he's going
get
to
I
get
get
hurt.
you. I
He's
get what
he's
you're
going to
saying.
get hurt. Yeah. You just have to make sure you manage his minutes.
I see you shoot
Maybe
for
not
70
play
because
every. Yeah.
you know things gonna
Mm,
happen, but within the season. So shoot for 70. I get your point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not play every back-to-back game, but you just have to manage his minutes. And some games, hope they blow him out and he doesn't play as much.
Or
Like
they
I
get
don't
blown
think.
out.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think Giannis plays over 32 minutes a game. Steph barely plays over 32 minutes a game.
Steph is barely paid over 32 minutes. They've managed
Yeah.
this for years.
I mean, Stockton, like for his career, if you look at Stockton's career, he averaged like 32 minutes a game. And he played every damn game.
Yeah, but that's what
Like,
teams. I mean, that's how teams manage their teams. I feel like teams has
yeah.
asked too much of LeBron. I remember Dr. J from years ago said it was a he said LeBron plays too hard, and he need to bring down his minutes so he can maximize his play on the court because he was playing so many minutes because he plays so hard when he plays. It's just like if you bring the minutes that actually will help him at the end of the game. And this was years ago. Dr. J said that.
That's why LeBron has to pace himself because he's playing 38 to 40 minutes a game. So in the regular season, he has to pace himself.
Giannis has played 34 minutes this year, 35 minutes last year, and 32 minutes the year before. Nice.
Yeah, looking at, I mean, I'm not going to count when he wasn't a star. Let me see. I would say about the 2017, he's averaging 33.8 minutes a game. But when he won MVP, he only averaged 32 minutes a game.
I mean, that's
Yep.
maximizing. That
Yeah,
maximizing
30.
play.
Yeah, when he won MVP, he 2020, 30 minutes a game. Next year, 33 minutes a game. Then 32.9, then 32.1. In the last two seasons, he's been playing more, and he's been getting hurt more too. The last two seasons.
It get hurt more in the teams that's less successful
There are
in the
some
last.
players you just
Yeah,
hope. Yeah, I hope he goes. I hope he leaves and just goes to a better team.
I mean, with like Giannis, he shouldn't have a problem playing over 32 minutes a game, but they manage his game, his time. This year, Steph Curry, 32. Year before, 32. Uh, 2020, he was hurt, so it was 37. So when he won his first MVP, 32.7. Then the next year, another MVP, 34, 33, 32, 33.8, 27.8, 33.4. Like, they're not playing all those minutes that LeBron James is playing, and they're younger.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
the teams were managed for them to play those type of minutes, and I think coaching. I believe it was probably a management thing holding them players down and stand at the 32 minutes because you know the player want to play more, but you have to protect the player.
And you
LeBron,
know, they think that once LeBron go out there, they're going to fall behind, but they have to learn how to play without him.
yes,
They have to learn. Like if they're
yeah.
down by 10 when LeBron James come in, at least he has energy to cut that lead down at least. Because sometime during the regular season he comes out with like 5 minutes left and he comes back in with 2 minutes left. Like what's the point?
yeah.
Every
They
game
need
he
to.
goes out with 5 minutes left and he comes back in with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Like
I
makes
can't
no
wait to
sense.
see what they do with their roster. Like they need to. They definitely are a few pieces away. I think. Like otherwise, like they're not going to be able to compete. I mean, what do you think? I think they need to move Rui and I would. Shit, I wouldn't be afraid to move Reeves. I would try to maybe get like a bigger stretch. Three. I don't know.
I mean, they have enough pieces. They just need a big man who doesn't pick up a foul every minute.
I think
Like
this
they
big
really
man.
don't need to make any moves.
I think they need a live threat as a big because
I
that's
mean, I don't know.
how
It seems
Luca
like
plays
that's
better.
when Luca is effective when he has that. He's
Yeah,
definitely effective when he has that. But then again, if he's not having a lob threat, he's just shooting threes.
Yeah, I'm playing no defense.
I mean, he literally watched them ball past him.
It was glorious.
I mean, I mean, it's kind of terrible watching him play defense sometimes. Like he don't even try. At least Reeves tries. Luca just like he don't really care. Like I have somebody to help me if they drive past
Yeah,
me.
it's like I'll just like watch them happen or anything. But yeah,
I mean, just the effort part makes a difference for team because you can always just effort helps on defense. If
I
the
don't.
players feel like they can walk right past you and you ain't gonna do anything to divert them in any way, it's just like the team, your team can't
I
recover.
mean, yeah, it's pretty obvious what he's doing. He's doing that because he doesn't want to waste any energy on the offensive end. So he just don't play as hard on the defense, man.
I think he has a
That's
better.
all it is.
He has the
He
team
has
to
a yeah.
play defense.
So, John, if the Patriots pull this out, and let's say Hallie gets the MVP, which I don't think he would, but let's say he does that make him a top 5 all time player?
The better question is he a top 5 pacer right now?
No.
Who is
Top 5
there? Like
pacer?
what are the top five Pacers? You got Reggie, Paul
Uh,
George,
Mark Jackson.
Rick Smith.
Art Jackson, Rick Smith.
I mean, do you want to put Dill Davis in there? I mean, I love Dill
I mean,
Davis.
Dale Davis, Antonio Davis is nowhere near Halliburton.
Uh, Travis Best.
I mean, Jermaine O'Neal didn't stay
Okay,
there
yeah.
long enough.
Yeah, I forgot Jermaine O'Neal top five too,
Uh,
but they don't really have any great top five, so he's probably in there right now. I'm pretty sure he got as many All NBAs as those other players, and he only been there for a few years.
And if he
I mean,
make it
I'm
to the
pretty
finals,
sure.
if he make it to the finals this early in his career compared to how long
Yeah,
it took Reggie Miller to make it
yeah.
to the finals,
Rick Smith is a one-time All Star, no All NBA.
I mean, it doesn't always mean everything, man.
I mean, I'm just saying, like he's. I mean, as an all-time pacer, he wasn't one of nowhere near the best players, like one of the top 20 players in the league. So
Yeah.
Halliburton been
I
there
think
for what
Holly
four
might be there
seasons? Let me
right
see,
now, top
one,
5
two,
pacer.
three. He's been there for 4 seasons. He's a two-time All-Star, one-time All NBA, steals champ.
He didn't make the All NBA this year, did he? No, I don't think
Nah,
so.
he didn't.
Wasn't he
I,
third team?
I honestly didn't even look at the third team.
Mhm.
I had saw it, and I even sent it to the group, but I didn't even look at the third team at all.
Yeah. I mean, he is. He stepped up his play in the playoffs for sure.
The
He was
third
really.
team was Cade Cunningham, which he should have been on there. Carl Anthony Towns, Halliburton. Okay, so he did make the third team, so he's
Okay,
a two-time All NBA player.
I
I
thought
was
he.
I was wondering how did Halliburton not make it? I guess basketball reference is not updated yet. Um, Jalen Williams and James Harden. So already Reggie Miller was a three-time All NBA player, and Halliburton's a two-time All NBA player.
And Reggie Miller played 19 seasons, right? Uh,
18 or 19, one of the two.
yeah, Hallaberry is a top 5 pacer bad right now.
Yeah, he is. He's been there for 4 seasons.
What's the order though?
Reggie Miller
I
been
mean,
to the
I gotta
I
put
would say,
Reggie and Mark Jackson over him.
I
Mark
would say,
Jackson. Let me see. Let me see Mark. I
Love
know
me some
Mark
Mark
Jackson
Jackson.
played for a few teams. He played for a few teams. Let me see how long he played in.
he
I
played.
don't think he was ever a All Star or All NBA player. I don't think so. But let me see. He could have
Played
been.
for the
I
Clippers.
just don't remember. Yeah, he's a one-time All Star, one-time Steel champ, and he played 6 seasons with the Pacers. Yeah, I'm gonna put Halliburton above Mark Jackson.
Blasphemy.
Mark Jackson didn't he didn't play for the Pacers that long. That's the thing.
2000
People
Mark
remember him
Jackson
just for the
was
Pacers.
amazing.
2000
E-
Mark
e- even if
Jackson
you even if you put
was
Mark,
8 points a
if
game,
you
eight
did put,
assists.
even if you did put Mark Jackson in front of Hallaberry, it's
I, I mean, it's hard to put Mark Jackson above Halliburton at the moment.
Hallaberry,
And
yeah. And then
and he has a gold medal in the Olympics.
it was. I mean. I mean, if they made it to the finals, I literally think if Mark Jackson in front of him, I think his play right now and what he's doing in the playoffs will push him in front of Mark Jackson right now.
Mark Jackson has never had a season as good as Halliburton has. So
I look at Mark Jackson as a Nick and the Pacers. I get your point, Rob Dub TV. I think you can't look at him as a Pacer and a New York Knicks player. So he's from the area. I know he's from New York. So um, I think he went to. I think Mark Jackson go to St. John's? I think.
I believe it was St. John's. Yeah,
So yeah,
rookie of the year too.
yeah, Mark Jackson. His brother.
No, he wasn't rookie
His
of the year.
brother was on the AN1
Yeah, he
team,
was.
SLA.
Yeah.
The big guy.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. He
Yeah, who
died. Yeah,
blood
I
in that
remember.
family? So Mark Jackson, I like it. Like I told you this a long time ago, Billy, that one of the best defensive matches I ever seen is when Scottie Pippen was guarding Mark Jackson in that
But
'98
you know
playoff.
what? I had so many arguments with people about that, saying that Jordan was the one who shut down Mark Jackson.
No,
I like Pippen
no,
guarded Mark Jackson from game one.
yes, yes. Jordan was
Like
guarding
that's
Chris Mullin. Gordon, I think.
yeah, like yeah, Jordan guarded. That's what I tell you. Jordan guarded Chris Butler because he was like the oldest player in the league and he didn't move. He just shot threes.
Yes,
Like
yes,
that's who Jordan was guarding.
yes.
Ron Harper chased
Jordan
around
hated
Reggie Miller.
guarding because Jordan hated guarding
Yeah,
people like Reggie Miller. He hated that.
yeah.
Yeah. All the Chris
Nobody
Mullin
liked guarding
slander.
Reggie. I mean, he was older at that time. He was older at that time. It's no slander. He
Give me
just
prime Chris Mullin over LeBron to 2013.
That's what I mean when he said the Pacers. He was saying stuff like that. Billy, that's what I'm saying. He said, so,
Oh,
but
dude,
yeah,
a far more interesting question is that who's the nastiest team that didn't win a championship but like got to like the conference or finals?
Sacramento Kings.
who's the
Sacramento
best team
Kings.
that didn't get
The White
to the finals? What about that? The best team
might
that didn't get to the finals.
that might be the Sacramento team.
Yep. Yep. It's either Sacramento '02, right? Or like 2000 Blazers.
I mean, the
Yeah,
OKC was pretty good when they blew that 3-1 lead.
yeah, but they had been to the finals at least once in 13.
You
That's
know,
true.
or are you just talking about teams who never made the finals?
Yeah, never made the finals. Yeah.
I would, yeah. That '02 Kings team would be monstrous today.
I mean,
Sure.
it's literally the same style.
Yeah. So Sacramento, dude, or Portland. That Portland 2000 was the scariest team. I used to hate when the Lakers had to play them because I was always afraid to get worked, just because of how well they matched up with them. They could stretch the floor. You had a guy who could stand in front of Shaq, kind of like it
I
was
actually,
just
I actually believe they
Who
didn't go to
could
the
who
finals.
could stand in front of Shaq
so.
on the Trailblazers?
Sabonis was like
Sabonis,
7'2",
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
350.
yeah.
Like
Sabonis was
obviously he
huge.
wasn't gonna drop
Yeah,
50 on Shaq, but like he could at least have a body
no,
there.
guard him. Yeah, guard him. He couldn't just throw Sabonis around. Sabonis was like huge
Sure.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like
that's
he
true.
and Sabonis could hit a 20 footer, 18 to 20 footer or whatever, but
Yeah.
like that their team was gross. You had Steve Smith was a weapon. So there you still have Pippen who was a great leader. You had Bonzi Wells, you had prime Rasheed Wallace.
Yes.
That was just and you had like Damon Stoudemire.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. One day, Damon Stoudemire on that team. I just
Yeah.
feel like they didn't go to Rasheed Wallace enough because he had the mismatch on
Yeah,
the
he
other
was
end.
abusing people like Robert Ory and Rick Fox. He was putting them in posters, man.
I think Horace was still there. He was abusing Horace Grant too. I mean,
Oh, in 2000, yeah.
Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I think they didn't go to Rasheed Wallace enough.
Yeah, Rashid was just
Um,
piping people. He was ridiculous. That
Yeah,
team
the guy,
was
Shaq averaged 26 points per game that series.
yeah,
So if he's averaging only 26, that it wasn't a easy series for him.
yeah. I
that
mean,
means they was bothering him. They had Dale Davis on
Yeah,
that team too.
yeah. Dale
Uh,
Davis was on that team.
He
Look
was
at that roster, dude. That roster is
Dale
Greg
Dale
Anthony.
Dale Davis from who? From the Pacers?
So
Yeah,
no,
for the place.
from yeah. So you had look at the shooters they had. They had Rasheed Wallace, they
Are
had
you?
Pippen, Ceasar.
No,
They
Dale
had
Davis played in the finals, didn't he? With the Pacers? Was it
oh
not
no
that
no yeah
year?
they didn't have John Davis yet, but they had
Oh,
Brian
okay.
Grant,
Because
Detlef
he did
Shrimp.
go over there. I just got the year wrong.
They had Bonzi Wells, Jermaine O'Neal, Stacey Ogman,
Brian Grant.
uh, K- Joe Clay. They had
Yeah, I'm looking at
Damon
the series now.
Stoudemire.
Rasheed averaged 23 points per game that series.
Yeah,
He
that's what
was
I'm saying. I
balling.
feel like they didn't go to him enough. He should have been in the
Pippen averaged
28.
15 and 9.
Who?
Pippen was
Dame?
top 10 DPOY
Pippen.
that year.
Yeah, Pippen was balling.
Yeah, he was balling.
Yeah, Pippen played good that
What a
series.
crazy ass team, dude! Like Detlef Shrimp out there, Brian Grant was crazy. Greg Anthony out there,
They
Bonzi
had
Wells.
they literally had the team to beat the Lakers. It was like I don't think
Kobe, yeah, I think
they,
that was what Kobe. He was their first title, right? Yeah, it was
yeah,
that
that was
Yeah,
first
their
title.
first
they
Okay.
just choked. They had the Lakers on the ropes, man. That game 7, they just
Yeah, Kobe
coughed
only
it up.
averaged 20 that series, and
Kobe was garbage that series, dude.
I mean, he was young. Come on now,
Hey, no excuses, but play like a champion.
stop hating on Kobe. He was young.
Hey,
Then in the finals,
what other
he
team?
averaged 38 points per game.
Yeah,
Dang, he
I mean
killed
we
the
don't.
Pacers.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but what did he average in the finals? The next round,
38 points per game. Who
Kobe?
you
No, he
talking about?
didn't.
Kobe or who?
I said
Shaq.
Yeah.
Kobe.
Shaq averaged 38 points per game in the
Oh yeah,
finals.
Shaq was
Well, Kobe.
disastrous or a
Okay,
disaster for that
and I
team.
could be wrong. I could be wrong, but didn't Kobe average 17 in that series?
15.
15.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Kobe's
I
like
thought I was.
20. Was he like 20?
Yeah, he was like
I mean,
20.
don't you guys expect him to average 30?
Yeah, 20,
Come on,
21.
Yeah.
Travis. Come on, Travis.
Hey, what other players do we give a pass to, man? Like, how many top 10 players weren't the best player on their team for 6 years?
I mean, the dude was young. Give him a break.
All right, I'll give
He
him.
was a
I'm
young
about to give him a
guy.
huge break
He was a
tomorrow.
young guy. He was a young guy. Like
You
you
guys,
can't expect a
you'll
20-year-old
recognize
average 30.
My Kobe love tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Kobe was
Yes.
young. I mean, a lot of people didn't think he was going to be the player he turned out to be. You saw the insane in his game, but nobody thought he was going to be that. Shaq
Yeah.
really showed out. Shaq really showed out that year. He showed out that playoffs. So he deserved the MVP that year.
That
Uh,
that that was like those runs where you literally had players coming out saying like, "Hey, we can't win because of this guy." Like Iverson was saying that, Chris Webber was saying that, like Pippen basically said that.
Well,
Like
saying
he
saying
like
what?
they were like, "We can't win because Shaq is just too much." Like they were saying that when they were getting closed out.
Oh
The
yeah,
only time
because
I've
they
ever
didn't have
seen where
any big men.
yeah, where like I there was
and,
no it was the only time where I've ever seen like teams just like verbally discouraged and said like admitting it. It was so crazy.
they
Shaq was
ran
just
I
that
mean,
dude.
that
that
triangle.
was the era
That
where
triangle was perfect
all the
for
big men was really gone.
Yep.
They didn't have no big men in the league at that time, brother, other than Tim Duncan.
Yeah, and Tim was getting it in early rounds too.
I mean, but like, who did they have to actually go at Shaq? Like, there was no player in the league at that time.
I mean, you thought it would be like Duncan and Robinson, right? But they got abused.
I
You know
mean,
why?
Robinson was at the end of the road during that
That's
time.
true.
You know
He
what
still got it
happened?
done.
What was happening at that time? The 7-footers was moving to power forward. That's
I
what was
mean,
happening at the time. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm
like, there
sorry,
really wasn't any big dominant
Perkins,
men. I know they all talk about now, but that transition happened in the 90s.
yeah, and
That
yeah,
transition happened in the 90s.
in that mid to late '90s, that transition happened. It wasn't no big man
Like,
left.
think about from 95 to 2000, who were the dominant centers in the game?
For Shaq,
Shaq, D Rob still a little bit. I mean, Hakeem in 95, 96 was okay. Alonzo
Yeah,
Mourning was good.
Alonzo Mourning was not a someone who's going to dominate the game. He's never been that player.
And he
What?
was an
He's your
undersized center anyway.
he
He
wasn't
was
gonna dominate and do anything. Hakeem Olajuwon, he was literally done after
He was pretty
like the
done, but I
second
mean,
half. Yeah, he
he
wasn't the
won in
same player.
'95, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he wasn't the same player like later in like the '90s. Like he just
I
wasn't.
mean, defensively, at least, still you had you still had. I don't care what you say, but you had Alonzo Mourning, Dikembe was out there.
I mean, that's
Um,
not dominant player. They're like Shaq should score on them easily, and
well, he did that to
they're not
everyone.
going to get there, and they're not going to do anything back to Shaq.
Exactly. I mean, who was the
But I'm
only?
just saying, like
Was
that's
there
why
ever
like it
the only
transitioned
centers
out.
that were ever
I mean,
giving Shaq the business were you had prime
he-
Hakeem, right, and maybe Robinson a
King,
couple
David
of years.
Robinson,
Yeah, Ewing
yeah,
maybe
like
sometimes.
you and like he
nah,
like literally after '95, he wasn't the same player either. Like that transition happened in the '90s where the centers were basically gone. If Shaq wasn't in the league at that time, there wouldn't have been any dominant centers.
no, you
Alonzo
ain't lying
Mourning probably
now.
would have been the best center, and he averaged maybe 20 points a game.
Who's the goat?
Like there wasn't no dominant centers like they think it was.
Didn't he
Like
win
it's,
DPOY in 2000?
who Alonzo
Alonzo
Mourning?
Mourning.
I'm pretty sure he did. Rudy Gobert won 4 of them, man. He's not gonna dominate anybody.
Well, I guess dominate means scoring on them. Then sure. I mean, when did
Dominating
the bigs
means
start
taking
coming
over the
back?
game. Alonzo Mourning is not taking over any game. Alonzo Moore is not taking over the game. Rudy Gobert is not taking over any game.
No love for Alonzo Mourning, huh?
I mean, Alonzo Moore is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Rudy Gobert is a first ballot Hall of Famer, but they're not taking over any game to win titles or
Oh
being in
no.
that position that they're going to be a dominating player on a title run. It's
When did
just
all the big
they,
men
it's just
start
not
coming
those
back?
guys.
Like we had who
All the,
until Giannis and
all the
Joker
big men
came in,
moved to
right?
power forward. All the big men moved to power
I
forward.
mean, we haven't really had them. Like, think about from 2000 to 2010, we have what? Dwight Howard.
Duncan.
Yeah, that's why they took the center position after All Star game. It wasn't
Yeah,
on.
I mean, the center position became power forwards, but I'm just talking about dominant back to the basket big men like in the '90s.
Yeah, it really thinned out. Like
Yeah,
you really didn't see a
yeah,
lot.
it started to
Even if you
change.
count, even if you count Alonzo Mourning, it ain't too many. It ain't too many left.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you
like
saw
it's been starting to
sometimes.
change.
Yeah, it was just smaller guy. Like he still had some big, kind of bigs, but Kenyon Martin would do his thing out there. Sean Marion, but they weren't
Sean,
centers,
I
right?
mean, I was give it to Amari Stoudemire for a
Yao
few
Ming was
years,
out there.
but then Amari wasn't. He was more of a power forward.
I'd say Yao Ming was out there
Barely.
for a few years, yeah, until he got injured.
I mean, y'all mean if you talked about them that from his rookie year to 2010, you probably if you talked about the NBA, you probably forget about him.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Kwame Brown, probably he was amazing.
No, no, no. I'm being honest. I think Kwame Brown had a great skill level. I think Kwame Brown was strong.
Murphy Brown was trash. He didn't
I,
have a good
I
skill
think it
level.
turned
I don't
out
know
to be
what skill
trash.
level you ever saw with Kwame Brown. He's out there. I never seen a dude who's 7 foot tall afraid to play basketball.
Dude, that
He
guy
was
was a
terrified in that court.
that guy was a male Angel Reese, dude. He couldn't make
He
shit.
was literally terrified to play in games. He was out there, looked like he's shaking because he was so bad.
I mean,
And he's bragging about playing for 13 years. Crazy.
I think he had bad vets. I think he had bad vets over there. I watched it. I think he had terrible
I
vets
mean,
over there.
he was afraid to play basketball. I don't think he liked playing basketball. He just played it because he got paid for it.
That's true. Well,
I
Kobe
mean,
made him his bitch so many times too. I mean,
if you ever listen to
I
some of
mean,
his lives, he kind of give off that aura that he really didn't like basketball. He played because he got to pay, especially coming out of high school. It was like, if I got to go to college, I'm not going to the NBA. I'm not going to college. I'm staying home here in Georgia and just live my life. Uh,
Facts.
But then
but
he's up
I
there
think
talking crazy. I've never seen someone who's up there talking crazy like he was this tough guy, but he's afraid to play basketball. He's afraid of everybody on the court.
Oh, what about
Talking about
Ben
oh
Wallace, dude?
he
hey,
getting
hey BB,
traumatized by Jordan
I think he
Kobe.
got tough online. I think
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
got
he's
tough
very tough
online,
now.
Brandon.
He's tough as hell now. You watch him play basketball, like he's the softest dude out there. Can't even hold the ball in his hands.
Uh,
Fumbling the ball everywhere, missing layups, missing dunks. Then getting online talking crazy.
talking crazy,
How he
talking boy.
gonna whoop everybody's ass? Well, why didn't you do that when you was playing?
Dude, he literally became the person he complained about.
Basically,
Yeah.
why y'all talking bad about me? Oh, LeBron is
He was
terrible. LeBron's terrible.
he was talking. He was killing Bronny.
Yeah. That's what the losers do, man. Like they try to target people they know are better than them.
You
Absolutely.
had no respect for that dude.
No.
I think Minnesota gonna get game 3. It's 107-66.
Jesus.
You think so?
I think they gonna get it. I think they gonna get it. I
I
thought
mean, they decided
OKC
to
was
take a
gonna
game
have a.
off, whatever.
I thought OKC because OKC that run they put along by mid third quarter. Always tell me what their game gonna be like, if it's gonna be a close game or a blowout. Uh, I thought that I don't worry about them early on. I look at that third quarter when I watch OKC, and they didn't have it. Minnesota felt comfortable coming home, so
Minnesota shooting 51% from three. Okay.
well,
Like I said earlier, if
Brandon
they
did
have
say
those
we can
tough
get hot.
shooting games,
That's what
yeah,
Brandon
they
said.
can't get hot,
Oh yeah.
but they get cold
38,
more than they get
38
hot.
rebounds to 23. That'll do it. Yeah, big time.
I think they was the only team this playoffs who
Yeah.
scored who had 3 games scoring under 90 points. Minnesota.
Yeah.
They had one in this series, one in the Golden State series, and one in the Lakers series. So
Interesting.
hey,
Well, yeah, they're definitely gonna win. I think
Well, you can't lose them all.
yeah, they'll come back and win game 4 though.
yeah, okay, see what they did wrong. They can't shoot 50% 2 games in a row.
Wolves are too good to get swept. I mean, they're too balanced, right? Like, there's no way.
I actually think they could have got
Uh,
swept this year.
I
I
think
mean,
so.
it's kind of hard to not win a game 1 out of 4 unless you just give up.
Man, but
No.
So
BB,
I don't think the Timberwolves are going to give you.
I
If you
did see
don't
that.
get up, you should be able to win. Yeah.
I did see that OKC Memphis series this year. They got swept. That series was laughable.
MG, LeBron would struggle to earn one MVP from 90 days early to the. How? You had Michael Jordan win an MVP averaging what? Like 28, 7, and 6 on like 45% shooting? That's like LeBron's worst year, other than like his rookie year. How would he have how would he have not been able to win a 10 MVP? Clown
Let me,
take, bro.
let me tell you why he would have struggled, because he was born in 1984.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's
you're right.
true.
You're right.
15-year-old LeBron would have won the MVP.
That's hilarious. I don't know. A 15-year-old LeBron might be an all NBA player
That's
still.
true.
I mean, come on.
What a great take.
Born in 84, so
Because he was born in '84. Yeah, he probably would not have got an MVP before '84. It's kind of hard to get MVPs at 5 years old too.
Dude, if 9-year-old Braun's winning MVPs out there, then I don't think we should have a
hey,
league
yeah,
anymore.
y'all got a bigger issue in the NBA.
Yeah, what? You better dissect that man for science then.
Yes, yes, it is. NBA better get his DNA and just start making some LeBron James at 9. Like this is what we gonna do for the future.
Yeah, please cure all
I
the
see.
cancer.
I
Too
seen
funny.
I seen that movie called Day Six. Oh my god, yeah, I be studying some of this stuff.
So stupid. Like when I see takes like that, it's just I don't believe anymore that these people actually believe it themselves. I think they're just throwing whatever they can to like make us.
No,
Uh,
I
yes.
honestly believe LeBron has taught a lot of these guys basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I sit back and I listen to a lot of people, and we be online, and then I don't watch as many as I used to. I've learned to myself because there's a lot of trash uh, people on YouTube now. But to the point in advance that they know it by heart with LeBron, they keep up with it. They is so detailed with LeBron. I didn't come up in that advanced that era, so it's something I'm learning on the run right now. But most of these guys have learned basketball from LeBron James. Literally, he should be your GOAT because it's like he taught you basketball. He taught. I mean, some of y'all don't even know how to. Have it like. I would love some of y'all to tell me detail this. If OKC and the Pacers made it to the finals, I want you to detail that finals the way you detail LeBron James. Explain what I'm watching. Talk to me about it. Explain. Show me what's happening on a defensive end and offensive end. You can't, but you could detail LeBron James' whole career from day one. You got to
Yep.
watch it. High school. Detail it.
Yeah. Exactly. And I mean,
Said
it's
said LeBron
you only
James
do
would
it
have.
out of spite.
He said LeBron James would have struggled to get an MVP from 1980 to 2000. Yeah, he born in '84. I mean, again. I mean,
Yeah.
you think he learned how to walk in what
That's too
'86?
funny.
MG, who is he winning it from? What do you mean? Go back and look at some of the MVP winners, dude. Their numbers were nothing compared to LeBron's MVP years. Even if we were saying that his numbers weren't going to be identical, then have that same energy with the people he was going against.
He had the same numbers as Derrick Rose this year.
Yeah, what?
Derrick Rose MVP.
Yeah, what are you
Man,
talking about?
40.
So he's going to be more efficient than like 92 Clyde Drexler and probably more points, rebounds, and assists too. Like, what's what team is he going to be on? It doesn't matter because they're going to still have a 15 to 16 win increase, at least. Easy win. Magic
Oh,
doesn't sniff that. No, like okay,
I mean, the Giants they can't stop being zesty. So
yeah.
uh,
The
they don't
only
even
thing,
know how. I
the
said this.
only, the only
It's that
year he doesn't touch the MVP is probably 94 or like 2000, maybe 91, but that's it. Otherwise, it's wide open. Carl Malone 97, forget about it. Smoke him.
I
boy
mean,
be
every
90.
year LeBron's stat line, no one has ever done it before, so he
Yeah.
would be the same in the 80s and 90s. Stat line, no one's done before. So,
In the physical era that LeBron probably dominates in the physical era, he's bigger than everybody out there. He's big
and
and
it's a
stronger than
like
that.
slower pace. It's a slower pace,
Yeah, and with the
and you
defensive
get
rules
him on
back
a
then,
fast
like,
break.
come on,
He's
man.
yeah, he's
No,
if you allow
you
Michael Jordan to put his hands
remember
all over the players, what do you think a bigger, stronger, faster guy would do?
remember the early 2000 had a slower pace,
Yeah.
and LeBron dominated even slower pace in the early 2000s.
People
So
forget about that. They forget he came in '03 and was like playing MVP caliber ball by like '06, '07.
I mean,
oh, the
he
next
was
his second year, he averaged 20. He
his
had that
second
jump.
year. He was
Yeah.
wasn't it his second year? He was like second MVP or third year, one of the two. I think it was
It
the
was
second year. He was our third year. It was one of the two. He was like second in
Yeah, he
MVP.
was up there, man.
I,
He's that's
I,
like he's so he's the goat exactly because like he didn't have when you check the box. This is why this is against Kobe too. Like when you check the boxes, there wasn't anything except for no years. He was the best from the rookie year too. from like his rookie year all the way up until, I
People
mean, hell,
people can disagree with me all day. I feel like LeBron James started to be the best player in the NBA from his fourth season on.
that's a
From
good argument.
fourth season to I always say fourth season to the middle when he got hurt in 2021. Was it 2021
Uh,
when that guy hit him in the knee?
Yeah,
he was
21.
hurt in
Yeah,
2019, and
That was
then
2021. B.
yeah, 21. When he
Yeah,
was going to win another MVP
he's gonna win the
before he
MVP.
got
I feel
taken
like
out.
he
Hmm.
had got hurt that year. That was the year he became not the best player in the NBA no more. He actually got hurt. He was the best player to start the season. He was going to win the MVP. He was still the best player and got hurt.
yeah,
I believe that's when his reign of being the best player stopped. And he got hurt.
I mean, his rookie year, he finished ninth in the MVP race,
yeah,
which is crazy that he was an
that
All
is
NBA,
crazy.
but he shouldn't have been All NBA. But then
The
again,
point is,
they voted
no
him
one's had a
ninth.
sustained run where they're just the
He,
best,
he was
or at
6'6".
worst, like a top five player, right? From like inception all the way until basically the end of their career. Like, who's done that? Nobody. Nobody.
Top 10 player this year. He was all NBA
Yeah,
second team.
there's no like to
And
even
I
to say
wouldn't be
that
surprised if he was first team, but hey,
to say that you're a top 10 player in the league from your first year to the end. No other player can ever say that, especially from this period of time.
hey Travis, I already know your opinion on this because you said it in a message. But Billy, I want to ask you. NBA all first team. Um, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James. Who would you have went with first team this year, just based off this season?
I would probably went with Mitchell since the team.
Okay. Because when I before it had got announced, I was talking to a couple of friends of mine.
Yeah,
I said,
since the team
actually,
record,
who
like
would
you got to
LeBron?
reward someone who had that thing. Yeah,
Okay, because Travis had already said,
that who was a better in individual player was LeBron James. He's like, yeah, it was LeBron, an individual player, but it's more than that when you look at the All NBA team.
yeah, I get it. Because Travis had already gave his opinion on that in the
Yeah.
group. Uh, so that's I wanted your
I
opinion
mean,
on it.
yeah, yeah. I think if LeBron didn't get hurt and he kept up the way he was playing, he might have edged out Mitchell, but I'm not sure.
When he got hurt for that
Yeah,
what's that the 2 week span? Was
yeah,
it 2 weeks? Yeah,
yeah. Because I think he finished like sixth in the MVP race this year.
yeah, he
So he
finished
was
sixth. Yeah.
obviously, yeah, he was obviously at that time the fifth best player in the league.
So I believe he is. If he doesn't get hurt this year, he's all NBA first team 40. And y'all said he wouldn't have got no MVP from AD to two. Come on, we gotta stop. We gotta stop. I mean, if you're not a fan, cool. I mean, it is
I
what it
keep
is.
I keep praying for like
It's like
just
you
a.
delusional.
Do you remember, John? Like when we had people who come up here back in the day who were not just rabid LeBron hitters, but they were just basketball fans who wanted to throw around a couple opinions and get our takes.
Yeah.
Like I know they're few and far between.
I mean, it's almost their voices had got silent by so much hate that I think they no, I'm being serious that they watch. I got friends who watch and they be in the chat. They help me with the page. They on Go James Keenum, man. Sometimes they don't want to say so much hate in the chat that they don't want to say anything. Shoot, I had a friend of mine. He said something in the chat, and it's just like he got attacked, and it's just like, shit, I'm gonna just watch. The hate has gotten so strong that the fans who actually got basketball conversations and want to talk don't have those conversations. I love that today we can stream online and talk about sports, and we can listen to people's argument on the side and hear their thoughts about the game and what's going on. I love that about today. But
Hmm.
what I dislike is just the hate. And you can have your opinion, that's cool. But to believe in your mind mentally that LeBron wouldn't have struggled to win an MVP just in his good, I mean, we ain't gonna count that he won in '84, but just during his heydays, come on now, it's just like
I mean, they don't remember LeBron when he was in his prime, so
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
convinced they didn't watch his
it
career.
makes sense to them. Yeah, it makes sense to them
They
that
think
they
that
never seen LeBron in his prime.
they think that today LeBron was the 22-year-old LeBron.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah,
trust.
they never seen LeBron in 2018, 2013, 2012,
Do we have
2016.
nobody
Like
hit the
they don't
link here?
remember those guys.
Really ever?
Oh,
Nobody hit the link, huh?
just so you know, you put the what's his name said. Put the link. Black
He
Mama has said
does
put the
that
link.
every show.
Brandon had put the link out the moment he said it, and he didn't hit it.
This is the 5th time or 1,500th time we've done this for this clown. He's never done it ever.
He's not gonna hit it because he don't want
No.
to talk it because he nervous about how he gonna sound once he get online.
Yeah, he probably sounds like an unsure, very nervous, casual. So it's fine.
Hey, Rob, I get it, bro. I totally get it. It's so much hate. I can, if me and you disagree, we can have a basketball conversation about it, and I can give you my argument, you give me yours, and we can just agree to disagree. But, bro, I tell people you don't want to see my messages on Facebook and the hateful messages, the racist messages is unbelievable.
Rod, I'm actually sending them to John from like secret accounts. So
It crazy. Like I told you, I had to take my family off my Facebook page. Now, my wife's birthday was this past week, and I posted "Happy Birthday" on her. I'm gonna take it down once we get off the live. I told her I was only gonna keep it on for a couple of days, uh, so I have to do that at times. But hey, but if is y'all while y'all online, y'all watching this game? Uh, it's 120 to 78.
Side door unlocked.
Jesus,
I think OKC is mailed it in. It's a wrap.
I'm not a yeah. I was gonna watch it, but I was like, nah.
I right.
Side door locked.
I was doing something right before the show started, and I already had my computer set up, so I just had to cut down. I had to cut the TV on as I was getting on, and it was already getting blown out when I cut it on. So when I watch games, I've done this for a long time. I don't watch with sound. I don't watch the games with sound, so I don't know what the commentators are saying. So if you talk basketball with me, you talk to me about the commentators, I don't know what they said.
Yeah.
I don't watch the games with sound, uh, so I don't know how to do it. So I have a hard time. So I'm comfortable with the game, no sound being on, and just watching the game. I don't want to tell nobody what I'm. You don't need to tell. I don't need nobody to tell me what I'm seeing. I know what I'm seeing.
That's a good way to watch it, actually.
So
Oh, there's the link. Let's see if anybody. See, we had Tyson come up here, and he had some pretty decent takes last week. Tyson was fine. And see who else is brave or wants to come up and give an intelligent opinion. That's the holy grail of what we're looking for, just because it's so rare, right?
that's why even on Go James Kingdom, that once people get on, I sit back and listen. I had my time to talk before everybody get on. I sit back and
Yes.
listen. I listen to so much bad take. Your boy crashed out on FYF yesterday.
Who was it?
Hollywood Herm.
Oh, again, Herm crashed it.
Yeah, he
It's every other
crashed
week.
out. Lamont was trying to be on topic, and he was going to left field with everything. Is that Twin Man?
That is Twin Man. Twin Man still alive.
Hey, Twin Man.
What's up?
Sorry about it, Twin Man.
Ooh. Hey, Twin Man, you lucky I ain't got your social media account, bro. Oh my god. I want to send you something so bad, Twin Man. This is
He said you want to do what?
I wanted to send you something so bad. I don't
Some
have
hate
your
mail.
social media account.
Bro, you gonna send me some hate stuff about the New York Knicks?
Yes,
Play
yes.
Hater. It ain't over yet, damn it.
It's over, Twin Man.
Hey,
It's not over until there's 4 games won.
Hey, Toy Man, I totally agree with you. It's not over, but it's a Nick fan. Just your Nick fandom, okay? Don't you believe it's over?
Listen, I'm not one of those ignorant
Johnny,
ass Knicks fans.
Johnny,
I'm
how you
not an
gonna harm
ignorant
that?
ass. I don't yell and scream and beat up people. I don't do all that. I'm just a Knicks fan who loves his team. I love my team. That's it. And hey, Johnny, better be careful because Mrs. Exposer ain't gonna be putting up with that bullshit talking about the
Oh,
Knicks.
that
Oh
was
my
good.
God! Hey, as a Nick fan, you watched Game 1, didn't you?
I did.
How
It's
was the
been
back?
2 great games. It's just in the fourth quarter we just I don't know what happened. It's like we it's a battle and we have the edge and then we just stop executing and I'm like, no, I'm turning it off. I just turn it off. I'm serious and I can go to bed angry.
You hope to go to sleep and believe it didn't happen.
I'm serious. Before I know what's about to happen, I turn it off and I just start punching the air.
Who do you believe in more, Mitchell Robinson or Cat?
Cat.
Cat was
Oh,
out there last night offensively.
Cat's been
so was
playing well. It's just
Yeah.
listen, they just
what was Mitch?
Indiana's just they're executing down the stretch. I can't be
Hey,
mad at it. They're playing great. And you know what's driving it right now? Hold on real quick. Hold on, my bad. Let me say this. You know what's driving it? When they had that damn story of them talking about Tyrese Halliburton is the most overrated player in the league. So now he's like playing, he has like something to prove.
facts. They meant to say Jalen Brunson.
Man, that first half yesterday, Mitchell Robinson was playing his ass off. I'm sorry. They had took Cat out that game. Mitchell Robinson was playing his ass off, man. Uh, I get Cat gonna give you the points, and he taking 30-foot threes in this game. But I believe him. I understand why Tom Tudo have Mitchell Robinson out there. I'm surprised he don't play on both, but I understand why he can't have them both on the court at the same time.
So hold on. Question: is this top 10? Because I haven't had a chance to really listen to the whole stream because I've been in and out doing stuff. Is this top 10 athletes from all across sports or just basketball?
We
We were
did both.
doing we did both kind of like we just kind of threw out some names. I love it. Like, we threw out our NBA ones and like we just kind of messed around and named some ones from football stuff too. But whatever you want to do, man.
Good. So I just had an interesting conversation with my homeboy or whatever. First, we was talking about Kobe Bryant, and then he, for some strange reason, thinks Kobe Bryant is, better than LeBron. So I had to hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
But then we had an interesting football conversation. And he said that the football players of today would dog walk the football players of like the 90s. So I said, hold up now. This isn't basketball. this isn't basketball. You have some of the greatest football players ever in the 90s. So I said, give me your top 3 wide receivers. He said DK Metcalf, Julio Jones, forgot the other one.
You said all
And he said,
time. You said DK.
yeah, DK. And then he
You're
said
joking.
Antonio Brown. He just said those 3. I said, well, I'm going to take Jerry Rice, Chris Carter, and Michael Irvin. Who's your running back? I forgot who he named because it doesn't matter. I said Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith.
There you go.
Then he sat here and said, well, I'm going to use, forgot which tight end he said he's going to use. I said, I'm just going to use Shannon Sharp. That's all I need. I can use somebody else, but I'm going to go with the best. I'm going to use Shannon Sharp. Then he said, well, let's hit this defense. I'm going to hit Warren Sapp and the rest. I said, just give me the defensive line for the Cowboys or the Steelers or the Giants, and I'm cool.
No,
I
give me
said, but if you
2000
want
Ravens.
me to be more specific, I said, I'll take Reggie White, and his backup's going to be LT, and his backup's going to be Michael Strahan.
Okay. Okay.
Then
So
we
like a
ran down
2K
the
team.
quarterback. Then we ran down the quarterbacks. I said the only quarterback you're going to be able to use is Tom Brady. I have John Elway, Steve Young, Joe Montana, Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting someone. Dan Marino.
I don't know
With
why you said
Elway.
Troy Aikman.
Brett Favre.
Troy Aikman was a good quarterback.
We're not doing that.
That's
You know
why I
what?
said him.
He has no all pros. Trash.
Troy Aikman is still a good quarterback.
Trash. Brett Favre, man. You know,
Yeah, Brett Favre. But I was like, listen, do you realize a lot of these players? I said today's NBA, yeah, they idolize some of those old players, but they didn't model their games after them. A lot of these football players modeled their games from these old dudes. I said, so I don't know what you want to do. He sat here and said the Legion of Boom is going to stop my wide receiver core. I think he's high. He's got to be high. Because I don't think Richard Sherman's going to be able to stay with Jerry Rice.
I could smoke both your teams, no problem. It's fine.
Please give me a team. Please give me a wide receiving core that's going to be better than mine.
I'm taking 2000 Ravens defensive line. I'm taking Megatron, Randy Moss, and
Randy Moss is a 90s player.
Randy Moss was drafted in 1998. We ain't doing that.
Come on.
He's a 90s player. That's still a 90s
Come on,
player.
Quinn,
You
man.
sound like my homeboy right now.
So was Garnett
He's
a 90s
90s
player?
player.
You son of a bitch.
So
Okay.
So Peyton Manning is a 90s player too, right?
Yes.
He drafted in
He's a
Brady's
90s. Listen, we went by when they were drafted. Then at the last second, when he realized what happened, he tried to switch it up. But they ain't really hit their prime until like the 2000. Nah, I don't want to hear that shit. They were drafted in the 90s. So no, you can't have Randy Moss. Try
Can't have
again.
Randy Moss. Okay. Give me if I he'll still give me
Bro,
Megatron.
you're cooked. I got Randy and Jerry. It's not fair.
And let's see. Who else am I gonna grab? 2000s? Is it only 2000s or anyone up until this time?
Up until this time, it don't matter.
Okay. I'm gonna grab. Okay, so Megatron. Let me grab
Is
Antonio Jones.
Megatron better than any of my wide receivers that I named?
Yeah, I'm taking him over. Who'd you say? You said
I said Jerry Rice, Michael Irvin, Randy Moss, Chris Carter, T.O.
I'm taking him over everyone on your team except for Jerry Rice
Yeah, you're high.
and Randy
I need
Moss.
you to look at the numbers. I need you to look at the numbers because you're high.
I have. He did more in less time. He was a better per season receiver. He's gonna smoke everyone. I'm gonna get him.
First thing first. If I have
I'll get Antonio Jones.
Jerry Rice or any combination of Jerry Rice and any of the wide receivers I named, you're fried. You can't double team.
To a man. If you get Rice on one end, Randy Moss on the other, who you doubling?
You can't.
Who you got to double somebody? Who you gonna double?
Well, we already
Michael
know
Irvin's
it doesn't
overrated,
matter
dude.
if you double Jerry Rice. He still is gonna catch the ball, so it doesn't matter. So
So wait,
even if you
man.
double Jerry, that means Randy Moss is gonna have 500 yards. That's
So
all that matters.
you're saying that Jerry Rice, Moss, and Michael Irvin are going to be better than Megatron, Antonio Brown, and freaking dude from Atlanta. Oh my God, what's his name?
Julio Jones.
Julio Jones. Grind?
Yes.
I don't know
Easily.
about that, man.
Easily.
I don't know about that. That's going to be.
I'll just turn it over. I'm gonna turn it over to John. John, is he smoking crack?
He not smoking crack because What does Jerry do in the upgraded defense? Because they ran the West Coast offense when teams didn't know how to defend it. 2000 era knows how to defend the West Coast offense.
I feel what you're saying, but and I'm not even disputing what you're saying right now. I'm sitting here saying I'm putting arguably the best football player ever in Jerry Rice next to Randy Moss and Michael Irvin. Because we also forgot about Michael Irvin in this combination. And then coming off my bench, I have T.O. and Chris Carter.
You couldn't afford that in your salary cap.
He got Megatron, Julio Jones, and it was somebody else.
And Antonio Brown. You couldn't afford that in your salary cap.
Yeah, I did. I'm the Yankees.
I'm just sitting here.
We're talking about the receivers, Twin. We're talking about the defenses that they're going against. You're telling me they would just eat all over the 2000 Ravens with like Ed Reed.
Yes.
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 No
yes.
way, man.
Ed Reed barbecue chicken. Who is he guarding? Is he going to be able to stay with Randy Moss? Come on, tell the truth. I'm not taking nothing away from Ed Reed.
Yeah, safety.
All-time great football player.
Plus, my running backs are going to be
really going to be able to stay with Randy Moss.
My running back is Adrian Peterson.
Okay, is he better than Barry?
Yes.
Adrian Peterson's better than Barry Sanders?
And I'm taking...
I feel like you just want to argue too perfect. Why you want to just argue?
Also, give me...
Hold on, no. We're not moving off this point. Do you really believe that?
It's just, you look at his numbers are arguably better than Barry Sanders, dude. Like, they're more consistent.
Irvin not top 3. Irvin's not even top 5.
Michael Irvin
is not top 5. You ain't going to argue that.
Is Michael Irvin an all-time great wide receiver?
I said top 5. I said he ain't top 5. That's all I said.
Is he top 10?
All time?
Yes.
If he is, he's 10.
Still top 10, right? Still better than Kobe.
If he is, I'm saying,
man, you're gonna be mad at me tomorrow when I do a huge Kobe defense. Not a defense, but I'm gonna show these scrubs how to argue for him.
He still won't be better than LeBron, and you know.
Well, nobody's saying that. Obviously.
My homeboy tried to. I was like, so he was like, yeah, Kobe's better than Bron. I said, but Bron averages more points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, like everything.
He has more of everything. He
does better than him and shoot free throws.
Look, let me tell you how bad. Let me tell you how bad it is, Twin Man. LeBron entered the league. The Lakers beat Cleveland. The 2 games they played. The next season, the first game, the Lakers won, and from that point on, LeBron went 16-3 versus Kobe Bryant.
That is just crazy. That's crazy work.
And then that's not even counting the stats. He beat him in all stats.
Right.
Who scored the most points versus Kobe Bryant? LeBron James. I was telling weeks ago, I was telling Travis this. I think it's unfair to have a conversation about Kobe and LeBron. I think it's
it really is. But can I give y'all my all-time greatest athletes?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Sports?
Yes, but aircraft carrier, my goat is LeBron, obviously. But Twin Man's gonna get going.
So baseball, that's hard.
Yeah.
But if I'm being real, if we're taking the scandal out of it, Barry Bonds has an argument.
It's no scandal to me.
Barry Bonds has an argument to be the greatest baseball player of all time.
Greatest juicer.
This is obviously my opinion.
No,
this is obviously my opinion. If you have someone else,
that's fact.
That's cool.
That's fact. Oh, don't worry about it.
Basketball, you already know it's Kobe Bryant. Now I'm playing it's LeBron James. Now it gets hard for football. Definitely gets hard for football because again, we talked about Jerry Rice, but then we're talking about someone who revolutionized defense in Lawrence Taylor.
He revolution. You had to have a right tackle.
You had
The
to.
right tackle is in the NFL right now because of LT.
Like Lawrence Taylor, I would have to say is the most feared defender, and Jerry has to be the most feared wide receiver.
I don't think he's the most feared.
It would have now. I would have to do football by position. But if I'm picking my all-time favorite player, it's Jerry Rice.
Tom Brady.
And I'm a Giants fan, and I'm still saying Jerry Rice. All right, so we have basketball. We have basketball, football, baseball, soccer. Messi, hockey. It's gonna be Gretzky. I don't care what anybody says. Tennis, Serena Williams for the females. And I would have to say, what's his name? Federer for the males. Okay. Roger Federer.
I got you.
You already know golf is Tiger Woods.
Obviously.
What did I leave out?
Basketball.
I already said basketball. Women's basketball? No. Damn, I don't really know about the women's.
Nobody cares about that league.
Oh, you're just rude. Stop care about that league. Angel Reese. Playing.
I mean, she's the first one we'll probably see naked in the spread here pretty quick.
Hey, I'm cool with that.
That's fine.
Hey, Torman, let me ask you a question about that. The Angel Reese Clayton Clark play. The Angel Reese flop, man.
No, I don't think it was a flop. I've seen several clips on it. It looks like Caitlin Clark threw it to the ground.
I don't think it was a foul. It was a take foul. I didn't even think I think it was a regular foul. I definitely know it was a foul, but it wasn't no flagrant.
Well, she wasn't going for.
It was called a flagrant is because of the way Angel Reese
reacted. I think it was a flagrant because she wasn't going for the ball. I feel like, and I think that's how the rule goes. You have to be making what they say a basketball play for it to just be a common foul. To me, it didn't look like she went for it. It looked like she just threw it to the ground to me. That's my opinion.
I got you. I didn't think it was a flagrant. When I saw, if I was just seeing the play and I didn't know what had happened already, I thought it would have been a regular foul. I wouldn't even thought anything about it outside of that. I mean, I wouldn't even know why people was even arguing about it. And Ryan Clark was wild for what he said. He was just wrong.
Yeah, Ryan Clark's he's a jackass.
I mean,
Johnny say Megatron's the most feared wide receiver. No, he's not.
Oh, there we go with Johnny. Yeah, he is.
It's Randy Moss, and that's easy.
The most feared wide receiver is Jerry freaking Rice, hands down.
Let Megatron be thrown to by a top 5 all-time quarterback his entire career. We'll see what his numbers look like then.
First things first, Megatron really did not know how to run routes. He only knew how to run really 3 routes. We're talking about Jerry Rice, who, I mean, come on, man. Like,
stick him Rice.
Away from Megatron, because he is great. He is truly great. He's not Jerry. He's not Jerry. This is like trying to hear Austin Reeves. This is going. I might say this is disrespectful. This is trying to sit here and say Austin Reeves is the top 10 player of all time.
Isn't he? Top 5.
If you're trying to compare him to Jerry Rice, I need you to look at their numbers. I'm talking catches. I'm talking touchdowns, yards after catch. It's not even close. Jerry Rice is the best wide receivers, hands down.
I'll take Moss over Rice any day.
I would take Moss over. I would.
Honestly, give me 07 Moss over any Jerry Rice.
I think the top 3 wide receivers are Jerry Rice. I think it's Randy Moss and T.O. When it comes to touchdowns.
I get the TO point.
And I need you to look at the difference between 1 and 2.
No, it's a difference. Trust me, I get the numbers. You're 100% right when you say the numbers. I would never argue
not
with
close. It's not even close, and you know it, John. Come on, bro.
No. You facts on point. I know that. You right on point with that. But I do believe Randy Moss is a better receiver. Even outside the numbers, I think Randy Moss is a better receiver. And you got to think Jerry Rice got those numbers in a running era.
Yes. I just need people to understand Jerry. They knew the ball was going to Jerry and couldn't stop it. That's how bad it was in the 90s. They knew they were going to throw the ball to Jerry Rice and they couldn't stop him.
Wait a minute, he was being covered by plumbers and electricians, newspaper.
Well, it was 3 plumbers and electricians on him, and he was still going up and getting catches.
Like paper delivery boys.
Hey. I don't know what to tell you. All I know is Jerry Rice is the man, hands down. Now, I'm not going to even sit here and fake Randy Moss. I think him and Chad Ochocinco are the only wide receivers I know. As soon as they run off the line, they just throw their hand up. I'm open. Just throw their hand up. Randy Moss was just famous for that. He on the go route. If he get a half a step on you, it's a touchdown.
Ochocinco's feet, and his route running was like second to none.
I would say, Ochocinco probably was the best route runner.
You give me Mike Evans over Jerry Rice.
Oh,
All right, now you're just trolling. You're trolling.
Mike Evans is a hell of a receiver. He'd never get the. He's the most underrated receiver ever to me. Because he had went to Texas A&M. He was with what's his name, Johnny Manziel.
Top 5 defensive goats of what sports?
Yeah,
of what sports? You talking about football, basketball, baseball? What sport?
And Johnny, yeah, like anytime, couple minutes probably.
If you say defensive top 5, I don't care what sport. LT starts it off. Period.
That's
and
true.
Bill
Russell.
Now, I don't care what sport you're talking about.
Football? Yeah, football. Well, you got LT.
Reggie White, Michael Strahan, and Ray Lewis.
I don't think Michael Strahan.
Nah, I'm talking about hitters. I'm talking hitters. LT, Michael Strahan, Reggie White, Ray Lewis.
Yeah, I mean, what about Aaron Donald?
Oh yeah, Aaron Donald. My bad, left him out. That's disrespectful.
Also, dude from Texans.
JJ Watt.
Talk about JJ
Watt. Yeah, sorry.
Oh no, hell no.
No.
Compared to the dude, hell no.
Aircraft carrier. I like your list. LT, Reggie Wright, Ray, Dion, Bruce Smith. Bruce Smith don't get his love, bro. Bruce Smith should be up there definitely.
Yeah.
Hey, Von Miller was that dude. He got low too. Von Miller had that speed, and he can get low on the ground. The offensive line.
But John, Von Miller. It's disrespectful to mention Von Miller in the same breath with Ray Lewis, Reggie White, LT. I'm not taking nothing away from Von Miller, but again, that's like saying Austin Reeves is top 10.
No, Von Miller was different.
Austin Reeves.
Von Miller was different.
But hold on, John. We're comparing Von Miller. Let's not even go because we already know it's not even fair comparing him to LT. We're not going to even say LT.
LT
Von Miller and Aaron Donald. That's not a comparison to make.
Von Miller, and I think Aaron Donald wins that, but I don't think it's that much. I don't think it's that much.
Come on, bro.
Come on,
bro.
Von Miller was that dude, man. You know he was.
Taking nothing away from Von Miller, but he's nowhere near Aaron Donald.
And
Von Miller's nowhere near Reggie White. He's
Von Miller
nowhere near
played
Michael Strahan.
Von Miller played
He's
on the
not.
strong side as well.
He did, but he's not these guys. And you know that.
You can see Von Miller coming, and he was coming because he was on the side he was on the side for the right hand quarterback. If he was a left-handed quarterback, he was your weak side because you couldn't see him. He was your backside. But most quarterbacks were right-handed, so you could see him coming. He was still getting sacks. Von Miller was that dude. If he not on the level as them, I wouldn't argue with you, but I think he's right there.
Nah, man.
I mean, I said Aaron Donald winning. If you, I got some problems with Michael Strahan. I believe he's been overrated a lot. He wasn't the first ballot. He wasn't the first ballot.
That year that they beat the Patriots, and it was him and O.C. Umenyiora coming off the other side. That was and O.C. I'm not even saying O.C. Umenyiora was like
ran the ball. They would have killed them because
the Patriots tried to run the ball.
They didn't try to run the ball, but if they ran the ball, they would. That was a running. That line they had out there versus the Patriots was just for passing. They couldn't run. They could because they had what's the guy who hurt his hand name?
Was it Blunt?
He ended up going to Tampa Bay. He won another Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. He had hurt his hand because of the firecrackers. Huh?
Oh no. Yeah, O.C. Umenyiora.
No, that was OC. That was OC.
Justin Tuck.
Tom Brady.
Yes, Justin Tuck. Yeah, they had a bunch of pass rushers. They ain't had nobody to stop the run versus the Patriots. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if they don't play the Patriots that last game of the season, I believe the Giants get blown out in the Super Bowl. I believe they only beat them because they played them the last game of the season. They knew how to play them. I'm talking about that 2007 year.
Yeah. Well, we already know, and this is Tom Brady's only weakness. If you hit him, he starts getting gunshot.
Too handsome.
Like if you start rushing, if you get towards his feet, he feel people at his feet, he start tap dancing.
It's true.
Well, very true. But I watched both of those games. I'm a huge Giant fan. When they started hitting him, I already knew the game.
Hey, Giants might be fine this year.
No, they're not.
Not really.
No? Okay.
I'm going to tell you why. We don't invest in our offensive line. We don't.
Trash too.
Never have.
No, the years we invested in our offensive line, we won the Super Bowl.
No, that was all defense. Every year. That was all defense.
No, I can't give you that. That year with Plexico Burress Tiki Barber, and all them, bro, that offensive line was decent. Every time we had a offensive line, we won.
How many points y'all scored in that Super Bowl? 20 points? Barely?
But we're acting like the defense on the opposite end of the field wasn't good. The defense was good for the Patriots.
Remember, I said that was a defensive team. That's what I said. That Giants team was all defense.
Right. My favorite play of all time will always be Eli Manning avoiding that sack and the helmet catch.
I don't want to talk about that.
Eli should not be a Hall of Fame.
That was
bullshit. Why not?
I was so happy he didn't make it.
Eli should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
He literally
why should Eli Manning be a Hall of Famer?
He's literally a 500 quarterback for his career.
He beat the GOAT twice.
Literally.
I mean, he's top 10 in everything.
No, he's not. I think you need to go check that. No.
When he retired, he was basically top 10 in yards, touchdowns.
No, he wasn't. Not Eli. Eli's never been a top 5
quarterback. When he retired, he was top 10 in all the stats.
Listen, I'm not about to, and again, I'm a Giants fan. I'm not about to sit here and say Eli Manning is the greatest quarterback of all time. But he's absolutely a Hall of Famer. Absolutely a Hall of Famer.
He's top 2 all time.
And then you can sit here and say I hate to say it, he beat the GOAT, because I can't stand calling Tom Brady the GOAT. I can't.
Tom Brady.
I mean, his reward for being a part of those games that won, he got 2 Super Bowls.
I
I think he won one. Did he win the Super Bowl MVP once, or did he win it both times?
think he won it both times.
Yeah,
That's his
it should have been the
reward.
defense both times, but
I don't
whatever.
think that should make him a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely not.
He
Hold on. First,
literally
he had two. I think it was fourth down plays to keep the drives going.
that's part of being a team. That's part of being a team. But
Dude, your
But
best
if he
player that
doesn't,
game was Wes
if he
Welker.
doesn't avoid those sacks, each time he avoided the sacks and he put the ball in play in only a spot where his wide receiver can get it. We're not going to do Eli like that.
man, he has the same amount of wins that he has losses. He's literally
Matthew Stafford just passed Eli Manning in passing yards this year. When, like I said, when he retired, he was 10th in yards and touchdowns. Let me see. Touchdowns, Matthew Stafford. Let me see. No, that's not Matthew Stafford.
Stafford's the GOAT.
Side door locked.
Yeah, touchdowns. Matthew Stafford just passed him this year, so he was number 10 when he retired. Like I stated. So he was top 10 in everything major, and he hit 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 Super Bowls. He should definitely be Hall of Fame quarterback.
with a
Yeah.
500 record.
I mean, what they have to do with anything? He's a quarterback. He
He's
doesn't
just like,
play
hey,
both
no,
sides.
Eli. No, just
He doesn't play both sides of
It's
the
a part of
field.
your resume.
Sean hates Eli.
I mean,
Having the
he's
same
top
amount
10
of
in
wins and
everything.
having the same amount of losses means you're average.
like hating on Eli
He's
Manning.
two times. Okay. Since I'm pretty sure Philip Rivers has a better record than him in the regular season. Does that mean he's a better winner than
What
Eli
about
Manning or
I
something?
think
Ryan
I think
Leaf?
Philip Rivers. I think Philip Rivers is a better quarterback. You got to be a better winner. I think he's a better quarterback.
Okay, but Eli has 2 Super Bowl MVPs and he's 2-time champion,
Some
and his
people ain't
stats
saying that.
prove he's top 10.
So what
So
does that?
why wouldn't he be first ballot Hall of Famer?
What? No, he wasn't. He's already been proved he wasn't a first ballot, so he didn't get in this year. So he's not a first ballot.
I'm just saying he's proven that he's a Hall of Famer. I'm saying he should have
think
been first ballot.
First,
He's not first ballot because they don't want him to be first ballot, just like Terrell Owens. They just didn't want him to be first ballot.
no, Terrell Owens should have been a first ballot. Terrell
Absolutely
Owens should have been
Yeah, they
first
didn't
ballot
want him
Hall
to
of
be first. They don't
I
want
think the
Eli
Terrell-
Manning to be first ballot. They just don't want
I
one to
think
be
the
first
Terrell
ballot.
Owens. I think the Terrell Owens Eli conversations, two totally different conversations. I think those are two
Yeah,
totally different.
they don't want him to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Eli Manning's career makes him a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Wait, King John, does LeBron's 4-6? Does that mean he's not a Hall of Famer?
It's a totally different conversation. Totally different. LeBron James was the best player in the league for a minute. Tell me the year Eli was the best player. Just one.
From
Drew Brees was
2000
never the
until
best player in the league. Drew Brees was never the best player in the
I
league.
was actually so I asked the year
Ben
Eli
Roethlisberger was never the
your
best player
response-
in the league.
and your
That doesn't
response
matter. You don't have
your-
to be the best player in the league.
Tell me the year
You
he
don't
was
have
top
to be the best
five.
player in the league.
Just tell me the year he was top 5. Just one.
Who?
Eli. Just tell me one year he was top 5.
What does that have to do with anything?
So no answer for that either.
I mean, there's been players who haven't been top 5 first ballot Hall of Famers in sports history. Like that has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with him being a Hall of Famer.
The regular season
Gary Payton.
1 year.
Gary Payton was never a top 5 player in the NBA. That has nothing to do with how he definitely is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Elijah Mourning was never a top 5 player in the NBA. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Wait, Gary Payton was top 5 in 96?
I'm asking
His
about
career
Eli,
states
and
that
you're
he's
talking
top
about
5.
other things.
I'm just
asking
saying in
about
sports,
Eli.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in sports. It doesn't matter if you're
The
a top
football
5
Hall
player.
of Fame, the football Hall of Fame,
It doesn't matter.
and the basketball Hall of Fame. Eli was never.
I said it doesn't matter.
I mean, he was never. He's never all.
I just feel like you really hating on Eli, bro.
Like you're acting like I'm saying that
hating.
Eli's a top 5 quarterback of all time, a top 10 quarterback of all time. No, I'm saying he's a first ballot Hall of Famer because of his career.
Well, the fact that he wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer because he's not. There's just this time to go in first ballot, so he wasn't a first ballot. So that conversation is over. I don't think he was a Hall of Famer.
Okay, do you think Terrell Owens was a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yes, facts.
Okay, then. So what you're saying that doesn't mean it's the same thing either.
Okay,
So
what
if
was
it's the same
as,
for one player, it has to
as,
be the same for the other player. Just because they wasn't first ballot Hall of Famer doesn't mean they should not have been. That's what I'm saying.
uh,
Eli should
uh,
have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Terrell Owens was the top receiver at some point. He has all pros. He's when he retired, he was the number 3 receiver, catch and touchdown receivers. He's really that
Okay,
dude.
yeah.
He has more rushing yards. He
His
has
stats
more
prove that
passing
he's a
yards than
top five
Randy Moss.
player. His
I
stats prove that he
believe
was a top five player.
not with a 500
Yeah.
record as a quarterback. Their record as a quarterback matters. It does.
The 2-time Super Bowl MVP trumps that.
No, it don't. It's part of your,
Yes,
everything's
it
a part of
does.
your resume. I count that as part of
I
the
mean, a
resume.
2-time Super Bowl MVP trumps
I
that.
think Eli was a good player. That's it. I don't think good players should make
He
it
was
to the Hall
definitely a
of Fame.
good player. When he retired, he was top 5 in touchdowns and yards. He was obviously a good player.
I was gonna look up the yard because I had
Yeah, he was obviously a good player. You can't be top 10 all time in a quarterback stat and not be a good quarterback. That doesn't add up. And he has 2 Super Bowls with the MVPs in both of them. And he beat literally the greatest regular season team of all time.
so
He beat Tom Brady
so do
twice.
everybody from that team go into the Super Bowl because they all won.
You're talking about the quarterback has to have this, and then as soon as he wins, it's a team thing. So all of a sudden, his wins are not a team thing,
You
but the
just
Super
told
Bowl
me
is a team thing.
you told me day
The
one.
Super
I'm
Bowl is a
talking
team
about
thing now.
individual stuff. I didn't say anything about. I said I've
You
concentrated
said
on
you cannot be
individual stuff.
have a
I
losing
said
record
he's never
and
been an
be
All
a
Pro.
first ballot Hall of Famer.
He's
You say
never
you
been an
cannot
All
have a
Pro.
losing record.
He's probably got the. Do you have the most interceptions in NFL history?
I have no idea. LeBron James has the most turnovers in NBA history. Nothing to that, huh? I mean, interceptions,
I
turnovers, about
believe
the same thing, ain't it?
I believe we having two totally. LeBron James has 4 MVPs. Tell me how many MVPs Eli has.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
LeBron James
You
is
said
first team.
turnovers.
LeBron James has been an All NBA player for
Okay,
21 years. You can't tell me one All Pro Eli has. One. LeBron James has the most playoff wins in NBA history.
okay, LeBron's the greatest player of all time,
So
but that
don't have to
doesn't
be in
mean
the conversation.
that doesn't mean that he's not a first
I
ballot
just
Hall
said
of Famer.
Eli. I think Eli's a good player. No doubt he's a good player. He's not a Hall of Fame player. I think we're putting anybody in the
he's not a Hall of Fame
NFL.
player.
I think we put anybody in the Hall of Fame for football now. And I think if his last name wasn't Manning, I don't think he'd get. I think Eli goes into the Hall of Fame. I think he goes in.
Of course, he should have been a first ballot Hall of Fame.
Shouldn't have been a first ballot. It's not that.
He should have been.
He's never that. I don't. He's never been that. I think once again, I think Eli was a good player. I
don't understand. Like you're saying that he shouldn't been because he wasn't a All Pro. Is that what you're saying?
I believe when as quarterback, your position, I believe at some point you should be top 5 at your position during your period of time. Eli was never.
No,
he was never All Pro.
Hold on, but how do you judge that though?
By watching the games.
For the eye test?
Eli was never a top 5 on any list. None, not once.
And what list is this though?
Come on, we look at lists. You pull up lists all the time, bro. Eli's never been top 5. Never.
I never looked at a top 5 quarterback list.
I've seen
year by year before. That's what I'm saying. Like what list are you talking about? That's what I asked. Like I don't know what list you're talking about.
CBS list, the ESPN list. I've seen all lists. Eli's
I've never seen one of those lists before.
I guess I was watching one channel and you was watching the other. I seen it. Eli's never been top 5, and you know he's not been top 5. You just want to argue that. I asked you what year was Eli top 5. You didn't give me 1 year. He's never been in the MVP conversation. He's never been All Pro. He literally has a
I mean,
500.
being all pro doesn't really matter
Just say,
because
just say,
all pro
just,
is you're the best quarterback.
just say he has 121 NFL wins.
I'm just saying, being
He has
all pro means you're the best
121
quarterback.
losses.
I never said Eli was the best quarterback in the league.
I just said he's not. I just say he's not a Hall of Famer. That's all I said. He definitely wasn't the first ballot. So that
I'm just
conversation,
saying, like you're saying it with the all pro, like all pro means you're top five. All pro means you're the best quarterback in the league. Tom
all
Brady
pro,
was only all pro 3 times.
all pro means you was at least
Yeah,
twice.
yeah.
Twice. I mean,
No,
it's 2 all pro
all
positions.
pro means you're number one. Like they
It means
just recently changed it to the number, like it's 2 teams,
it
but
means
it's
you
just
top
always
2.
been one.
Is a
Tom Brady,
first team all pro, second team all pro. So you top 2.
they
He's
just
never been
changed
top
that.
2.
They have just changed that. That's
It
recently.
just
Like before, I don't believe they had to when Eli was playing.
he's never been top 5 though, ever.
I'm just saying, Tom Brady only has 3 All Pros.
He at least. I mean, we're gonna have the
I'm just
conversation
saying.
about Tom.
I'm just saying, Tom Brady only has 3.
Don't he has 5 MVPs?
Who? Brady?
Yeah.
I'm
You're
not.
gonna
I don't think. No,
the
I
quarterback
think he
you're
has
gonna
3.
argue with me back has
No, he
multiple
has
MVPs.
Tom Brady has 3 MVPs, but
But the
All
3
Pro means you're the
MVPs.
best quarterback.
So you telling me he got 3 MVPs, 3 All Pros, 7 Super Bowl wins. He's the all-time passing yard guy, and that's the guy you want to argue with me against Eli Manning?
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. We're talking about All Pros. I said Brady only has 3, so
There's
using All
three.
Pros don't mean
There's,
that you're not a great
there's,
quarterback when you're playing with Brady and Peyton Manning.
there's
Like,
3 more. There's 3 more than who?
of course, yes, 3 more. Who said that?
Okay,
Brady, Eli
all
better than Brady.
Eli doesn't have 1.
That has nothing to do with Eli Manning being a good
So
quarterback.
So you're arguing a 500 quarterback Hall of Fame.
Arguing what? Yes, he should be the first ballot Hall of Fame. His stats prove it, and his Super Bowls prove it. How many players have multiple Super Bowl MVPs as a quarterback? I'm pretty sure it's only a list of 5.
Yeah, maybe.
Eli Manning don't even have multiple Super Bowl. I mean, Peyton Manning don't have multiple Super Bowl MVPs.
Yeah, but he got the record. He got it. He got the 5. He got the 5 MVPs. How many All Pros he has? Once again, he had 2-time Super Bowl winner. He was top. I mean, he was the top. To me, he's the best quarterback all time.
Who?
The Peyton Manning conversation is I don't certain people.
I mean, I'm just saying you're trying to discredit Eli for certain awards that we know there was 2 players in the league at the same time superior than him. That's what I'm saying. Like he was never better than Eli. He was never better than Peyton and Brady.
I believe your era matters. I don't care who's playing. It's got to be a top guy doing your era, and it's got to be a last guy. That's a part of every conversation.
And he played with Drew Brees too.
The worst.
He played with a lot of good quarterbacks in the league at the same time.
So why he couldn't be top 2?
Because those quarterbacks were better than him. Because those quarterbacks were better than him.
Yes.
Because they're better than Eli Manning.
Yes. Facts. That's
I mean, like the argument doesn't make any sense. I'm saying he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He should have been a first ballot. I'm not saying that he's better than every quarterback. I'm just saying he should have been because of his career. He was top 10 in yards and touchdowns, and he's one of few quarterbacks with multiple Super Bowl MVPs.
We agreed that he's going to go into the Hall of Fame. I don't believe he should go in the Hall of Fame, but I believe he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and I believe he's.
I mean, you can't discredit his body of work because he wasn't an All Pro.
I don't think you should ever go in the Hall of Fame if you're not top 5 in your era. That's it. I believe that quarterbacks who are going to be consistently between 6 and 7. I think Dak Prescott is going to be between 6 and 7 in his era every year. I think he's been second team All Pro at one point, and I actually think he should have been first team All Pro year. I think he should have won MVP that year, but he at least has an All Pro. I don't care who's playing in your era. I believe if you're not a top 5
Prescott doesn't have he would never have the career of Eli Manning.
I mean, the Super Bowl takes it out. So I'm not saying that should. I'm just saying
I don't believe he would be top 10 in yards and touchdowns when he retire either. So he would never have the career Eli Manning had.
You don't think he'd be top 10? I mean, he in
No,
the past.
when he
He's in the past.
retires.
He's in the player
When
era.
he retires, I don't believe he'll be top 10 in touchdowns and yards when he retires.
Hey, we'll see it at the end. We can come on the show and have that conversation.
Yeah.
But again, Eli was never top 5 in his area. If you talking about a quarterback,
Okay.
number 9 and 10, and he's a Hall of Famer, I believe we're not putting a lot of quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Dak is, like I said, he's a good quarterback, but
No,
it's going to
we
be
can.
hard to envision him top 10 in touchdowns and yards with multiple Super Bowl MVPs. It's hard for me to envision that. So I'm not saying that Eli is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott, because if that's the case, no one from the 60s or 70s should be in the Football Hall of Fame.
That's why I
My
just remember my
leadership, like,
conversation.
it doesn't matter what Eli Manning did in his career. There's very few people who have done this. Name a player who retired top 10 in yards and touchdowns with multiple Super Bowl MVPs. There's not too many players you can name.
That's a part of his resume.
That's why he deserves to be that, because of what he did in his career, not
that
who
500
you think
record.
is better than him.
That 500 record is a part of his resume too, and 500 record says you've been average.
Yeah, we know, like, that's what they do to discredit players. They don't look at what they did, a multiple time MVP of Super Bowl MVPs and titles, multiple titles. They look at the negatives. You're gonna look at the interceptions. You look at the negatives.
What I do is look at the whole career.
That's what you're doing. You're looking at the negatives
I look
instead
at
of
his
looking at
whole
what he did
career.
for his career.
I look
No,
at
you're
his
not
whole
looking at his
career.
total career, because if you looked at his total career, you would see that he's top 10 all time in yards and touchdowns with multiple Super Bowl
I looked at his whole
MVPs. That is
career.
his career. That's his career.
His
That's a
Hall of
first
Fame
ballot
career.
Hall of Famer career. Simple as
His
that.
John,
That's a
Hall of
first
Fame
ballot Hall of
career.
John,
Famer.
real
Yeah.
quick. Can I interject?
2 years.
Can I interject?
He talked about 2 years for his Hall of Fame career. He played 19 years. So in 2 years, we had the conversation. So 17 years.
But John, you already know when you retire, especially from football, because it's different from football and basketball. When he retired, they're looking at when he retired. When he retired, he was top 10 in all these stats, and he had Super Bowl wins and 2 Super Bowl MVPs. That's what makes him a first ballot Hall of Famer, because not many people have that. I understand what you're saying.
You think Matt Ryan?
I understand what you're saying. Now, what did you say about Troy Aikman?
You think Matt Ryan is?
You said Troy Aikman. But hold on, what did you say about Troy Aikman? You said Troy Aikman really wasn't that great of a quarterback. He's in the Hall of Fame, isn't he?
Yes, facts.
First ballot. First ballot.
Without an All Pro MVP.
Jim Kelly, first ballot.
Yeah.
Like, there's these first ballot Hall of Famers.
Yeah, they produced in their era. They all have reigning records. Is Matt Ryan a Hall of Fame?
But Eli produced in his era.
I guess
that's the point.
I guess we're gonna go around the Matt Ryan question. Is Matt Ryan the Hall of Fame?
No.
Is he in the Hall? I don't think. Maybe not.
I don't think so.
Sure.
He number
Actually,
8.
hold on. No, he might be, because isn't Matt Ryan a 2-time MVP?
He number 8.
He's
Isn't he like a 2-time MVP or MVP?
He probably make the Hall of Fame. I'm not sure about first ballot, but yeah, he'll make the Hall of Fame.
He number 8 in passing yards all time.
He could make it then. But hold on. Matt Ryan has a regular season MVP, or doesn't he? Could have sworn he had one.
I think he may have one. And Shanahan, if he do have one, Shanahan was OC at the time.
It was 2017. Yeah, he did win one.
2016.
2016. Yeah, when Daddy won his 5th chip.
Got one first team.
Did you just call that man Daddy?
Yeah.
He got one first team All Pro. He has an MVP. He won 2.
Going too far, too perfect.
He number 8. He number 8 all time in passing yards. Hey, All Pro. I mean Hall of Famer. Hall of Fame. Matt Ryan is a Hall of Famer because he when he retires.
Matt 8. Ryan was also throwing to a receiver who's better than Jerry Rice.
Julio Jones, baby.
Yeah, babe, let's go.
Julio
See,
Jones.
Travis is just trying to get me amped up. He already knows Julio Jones isn't better than Jerry Rice. He's just trying to get me going for no reason. I don't know why he wants to do that.
He was better in
Jerry
Atlanta.
Rice went to a HB. He went to a historical black college. Was Jerry Rice a 4th or 5th round pick? He was a part of he was the starter of the West Coast offense. He had a Hall of Fame quarterback. He had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
BPG Joe, I'm not going to weigh in on that. I
Would
On
you
personally,
what?
would you think Warren Moon was a first ballot Hall of Famer? He was great.
I count this Canadian League as well. So yeah,
I mean, I just
Yeah,
don't.
he's
I don't
one.
think.
He's one game over 500 in his career.
I count this Canadian League too. He won 2 championships over there and 2 MVPs over there.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't matter in the NFL, but he's one game over 500.
Is it the
Eli Manning's
NFL?
at
Is
500.
it the NFL Hall of Fame or is it the Football Hall of Fame?
It's the NFL Hall of Fame. So
I personally, I don't know. I'm personally in John's corner with that. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, Eli Manning, but it just because, yeah, he has the quote unquote like he was decently consistent with his stats. He was hurt a lot. He played for a long time, relatively speaking. But yeah, you don't have any MVPs regular season. You don't have any All Pro selections, or even close. You don't have any offensive accolades, right? Like, when did you lead the league in passing yards or touchdowns?
Make it
Like,
close.
I
Warren Moon
mean,
has 4. He has 5 Grey Cups.
to me,
2
it's
Gold
just,
Cup
was he
MVPs.
a good quarterback? Sure,
I
but I
mean,
just
you're,
think that
I mean, MVPs and all pros. I don't even know why that's even in the discussion.
All
That
pros is
has
a
nothing
part
to
of the
do.
conversation. All
That
pros
has
are
nothing to
part
do
of the
with it.
conversation. It's always been a part of the
I mean,
conversation.
there's great players who don't have all pros. There's
Just
great
name
players who don't have MVPs.
them. Just name them. Just all pros.
I mean,
Just MVPs. Name the great
I
players without an
mean,
all pro.
I'm pretty sure Ben Roethlisberger never been a all pro. He's a great quarterback. I'm pretty sure
Roethlisberger?
Philip Rivers probably never been an all pro. He's a great quarterback. Like I'm just going off ahead. Like you don't have to be an MVP in the first bout, all pro. Like Tom Brady only has 3 all pro, 3, and
Ben
he's the greatest
Roethlisberger was
quarterback
All
of all.
Pro in 2004.
So who?
Roethlisberger just once though.
All pro in 2004. That was
Hmm.
his rookie season.
Yep.
He was top
I'm
5
pretty sure he
quarterback.
wasn't. He was not all pro his rookie season. I don't want to hear that. You just naming. You just saying stuff.
He was.
He was a top 5 quarterback.
He was not an all pro his rookie season.
No, he wasn't. I
Selected
looked it
All
up. He was.
Pro just once. Yep.
Let me look at 2004 season.
No. He
He was
was. That was his
all
rookie
pro.
season. You're right. That was his rookie season. He got
He
he
was
got
all
9
pro
Pro
his
Bowls. He
rookie
has no
season.
all.
He has no all pro. I'm looking at it now. He has no all pros.
I'm looking at.
Yeah,
That
he
was.
doesn't have no all pro. I don't even have to look at that to know he was an all pro his rookie season. Come on now.
No, you had said it right the first time. He ain't had no all pro at all.
Yeah. Let me go to Philip Rivers, who's another good quarterback. How many times he's been all pro?
Philip Rivers,
He's
garbage.
never been all pro. Just like I said, just offhand, I'm pretty sure he's never been all pro. I'm pretty sure Drew Brees may have been once. Let me see.
Drew Brees is the actual
'Cause he,
GOAT,
he do
man.
have an MVP.
Passing yards per leader.
I know. I think Drew
Yeah,
Brees led the league in
one
passing
all
yards
pro,
quite a few.
one all pro.
Top 5
And you're
quarterback.
acting like all pro makes you a hall. Like these, like
I said,
Drew
and I
Brees
also
has
said,
one.
I said you
Tom
need
Brady
to be
has
top 5,
3.
and I also said you
Like
need to be top 5 in your era. You pushing down. You pushing with the
you
quarterbacks.
don't have to be top 5 to be a Hall of Famer. You don't have to be.
Top 5
No,
in your era. Top 5.
no, you don't.
He was top 10 in the major stats for quarterbacks when he retired.
He was top 10 in passing yards. That's
Top
what you
10
said.
in yards and touchdowns. Those are the two most important stats for quarterbacks: yards and touchdowns. And he was a multiple-time Super Bowl MVP. That right there is a Hall of Fame career.
I told you he
For a
going.
quarterback, yes.
I told you he's going
Yeah,
to Hall
as a
of
Hall of
Fame.
Fame career. He should have been a first ballot because if there's 10 players in the history of the game who's done this, he has to be first ballot. In the history of the NFL, he has to be. And I'm pretty sure it's less than half was multiple-time Super Bowl MVPs. I'm not saying that he's the greatest quarterback ever or top 10 ever, but
You said he's the
his
greatest ever.
stats prove
We know he-
that he should have been a first ballot Hall of Fame. That's all I'm saying. His career does.
I'm saying he's
If
going
you
to go to the Hall of Fame. He definitely should
yeah,
have been
yeah,
first
if you
ballot.
could find other careers, who was better, I'm listening. Like, name 15 player quarterbacks whose careers was better. I'm pretty sure you can't name over 10 for
Who career
sure.
was better? Who career?
Pretty sure I could.
Come on, we can name 15
Yeah,
quarterbacks. Who
career.
career was
Who
better.
had a
All
better?
right.
Okay, go. Go. Name
Elway,
15 quarterbacks with a better career.
Elway,
Who?
Montana,
Elway. Okay,
Brady,
that's one. Montana, Brady, Peyton Manning, Brett Favre. That's
Aaron
5.
yeah, Aaron Rodgers,
Dan Marino.
Aaron Rodgers, that's 6. Dan Marino, that's 7.
No.
uh,
Unfortunately, no.
Dan Fouts,
Yeah,
Joe Montana.
I'm gonna go with Dan Marino. So that's 7. That's 7. Who
Mahomes.
else?
I can't go with
Mahomes
Dan Marino. Dan
not even
Marino
done
has
playing.
no Super Bowls or no.
Yeah, that's
Dan Marino
Mahomes
has
not
no
even
Super Bowl
playing.
win.
So
No.
Still had a better
yeah,
career.
Mahomes not even done playing. So he's not even in this conversation.
He's part of
What?
He's part of the conversation.
Dan Fouts, no Dan Fouts, no way.
Joe Montana.
Warren Moon.
Warren
No.
Moon, no way, no way.
I
He
keep
has
saying
more
Joe
yards,
Montana.
touchdowns, Super Bowl MVPs. So we're at 7. We're at 7 all time.
We actually at 8.
Uh,
I think we should have wrote this down because we are actually at 8.
Who's the 8? I got only 7.
So Joe Montana is not better.
We already said
You already said Joe Montana.
We didn't say Joe Montana.
That was like one of the first ones we said.
Yeah, that was like one of the first people y'all named.
yeah, Johnny Unitas.
We got
Unitas.
Bart Starr.
Okay, we go with Bart Starr or Roger Staubach. We could go with Roger Staubach.
Yeah,
Troy
Staubach.
Aikman.
For sure. Troy Aikman. We said Young, right?
Steve Young. Okay.
Steve Young. Yeah.
I'm looking at the quarterback.
That's 11.
You could say Lamar Jackson, arguably already.
He's still playing. He's still playing.
Not a terrible
Jackson
player.
is
not a quarterback. He's not up in all of that.
conversation. We have the all-time list. So the all-time list stops where? So we'll know.
Are we gonna add in Troy Aikman? He won 3 Super Bowls, I guess.
Yeah.
See, I said
We
Troy
could add
Aikman.
in
That's why
Troy
I said we
Aikman.
was at 8 and you didn't count certain quarterbacks.
Okay, I didn't hear Troy Aikman. Okay, we could count. That's 12.
Let's see.
There's 3 more quarterbacks who should be in this discussion. We can add in Jim Kelly. 2 more. Who the other 2 you think is going? It could be Drew Brees. We didn't put him in there.
Drew Brees. Yeah. Thought we said
There's
Drew Brees.
one. I don't think
Drew
so.
Brees is better. We're not doing that.
I'm not saying like they're better than them. We said far already. I'm not saying that these guys are better than them, but we need a pool of 15 quarterbacks so we can see who is better if Peyton if Eli could trump some of these players.
Okay, so we said Terry Bradshaw already? We said Otto Graham.
No, we haven't said Terry Bradshaw. We can add Terry Bradshaw. That's 15 quarterbacks. Terry Bradshaw could be in it. Okay. How many of those players do you think?
And just to throw one on top, Steve Young.
We said
We
it
are
did.
already said Steve Young.
I didn't hit.
So just thinking about that, how many of those players has been as dominant in the postseason as Eli Manning, winning leading their team to at least 2 titles?
Like
How
literally
many of
all of
those
them
players?
except for Marino and
Marino, Drew Brees,
Drew Brees.
Jim Kelly. I wouldn't say Troy Aikman led them to 2 championships at all.
Or neither did Eli
Even though
Manning.
He was their
even though
super.
he got a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean that's 4 off there right off the bat.
Okay, Eli Manning didn't do shit to win those games. It
Yeah,
was
Are you serious?
he didn't do nothing.
insane
He didn't
defense,
do nothing,
dude.
but he's a Super Bowl. He didn't do nothing, but he was Super Bowl MVP. So
Is he better than Kurt Warner?
yeah,
Yeah, he didn't do. Okay, so
Yeah.
you're telling me that
You
his
know he's not
for
defense
his
better than Kurt
career,
upheld
Warner. For his career.
for his career, we might. I don't know. That's close.
so
Might have to
his
put Kurt
defense
Warner
held
above Eli. I
his
might
defense
put Kurt
holds the
Warner above
greatest
Eli.
team of all time
A
to
two-time
14 points.
a
And
two-time
well, Travis,
NFL,
you're talking about a great defense, and you think Brady is the GOAT. So I don't know what you're talking about.
two-time
What?
MVP.
His defense led the first 3 titles was his defense.
Who? Oh,
And
Brady.
hold up. Why are we pretending like Eli Manning? I already mentioned this in both of those Super Bowl games. Literally, with the game on the line, extended the drive with 2 spectacular plays, putting them in a position to win
It was bad
One to
tackling.
with his play.
one to Burrow and one to what's the guy named?
Burris.
I said Burris, and what was
Oh,
the helmet catch? The
To
helmet
do with the
catch.
helmet catch. I can't remember his name. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, that's right.
The
Yeah,
guy. I burned his jersey afterwards.
like we're literally saying that there's less than 15 quarterbacks all time that we can even put above him, but he shouldn't be a Hall of Famer.
Who said he shouldn't be a Hall
And the
of Famer?
quarterback is the most important position in the NFL. And we're literally saying he's between
David
15
Tyree.
and
That's his
10.
name. Thanks, Tyson.
Yeah. He's literally between 10 and 15 just by naming off a list. But his career puts him as top 10.
Now,
And
you
we're
know
saying that he's not a Hall of Famer.
we had the 10-15 conversation. He's not between 10 and 15. He's between 15 and 20.
So how can you put Jim Kelly above? How can you put Jim Kelly above Eli Manning? What? Because you're not looking at stats or titles. What are you looking at?
So it's the end of the conversation, stats and time.
For the Hall of Fame, yes, you don't make the Hall of Fame by not having stats, and titles is going to make it even more of a
What I'm looking at,
argument for him.
he got 1 first team All Pro. He has a second team All Pro. He was the passing touchdown leader in '91. He was the
Who has a
NFL
second team All Pro?
Jim Kelly. That's who
Jim Kelly has a second team All Pro.
Yes.
When did he have a second team All Pro?
92. It's a first team All Pro in 91.
Okay.
He was the passing touchdown leader in 91. He was the passing rating leader in 1990.
Because when I look on basketball, I mean, the reference, he's a one-time All Pro.
He has 1 first team All Pro, and you remember how you said they wasn't doing two team All Pros back in the day? Well, he has a second team All Pro in '92. So
It doesn't say he has a second team All Pro. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm looking at Wikipedia, and it has that.
Wikipedia, okay.
And
that was in '92.
Yeah, and he went to 4 straight Super Bowls.
Facts.
Oh, come on now. I'm you know what? I don't even have to argue this no more. You're talking about Super Bowls, but apparently Eli Manning Super Bowls don't count. But
I said
Jim
he
Kelly's going to
I
Super
said he had
Bowl,
2 great years. I added those great years as part of his resume. I added them.
So you're saying Jim Kelly had 2 great years.
No, I
agree. Jim Kelly should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm agreeing with that.
I say he went to 4
But
straight
trying to
Super Bowls.
say that He's
I think he went
above
to,
Eli Manning because he went to 4 Super Bowls.
yeah, that's part of his resume. Part of
Okay.
it.
But
Everything part of his
Eli resume don't count. Eli
No, it
Agreed.
doesn't.
resume don't
Oh,
count.
I counted his
Agreed.
resume. I counted. I counted everything. I counted the 500 record.
Listen,
That's
Beely.
what's doing it. The 500 record.
Also, Beely, like, what if like somebody confronted you one day about your choice in QBs, top 5 or 10, and they're like, "Look at the way that Eli Manning looks. You're gonna put him in your top 10 above these other guys, these other specimens. Like, how could you justify that?"
I could justify it for
Did
what he
you
did for
say
his
that?
career. For what he did for his career. That's all.
I,
That's the only justification I have is you don't make the Hall of
Hey,
Fame by not having stats.
pause, bro.
that's a fact. You don't
That's
make
how it
you
works. If that's the
in
case,
sports.
Robert Horry will be in the Hall of Fame. There would be a lot of Dallas Cowboys in the Hall of Fame. There would be a lot of Chiefs in the Hall of
Robert
Fame. There
Horry
would
should
be a
be in the
lot
Hall
of
of Fame.
players. That Wells record would be in the Hall of Fame because he played with Brady. Like
Dude,
it
Glenn
doesn't
Rice should be in the
matter
Hall of Fame.
about what you did. It's about the stats that you have. They don't have the stats to be in the Hall of Fame. Eli Manning has top 10 stats of all time. He should be in the Hall of. He should have been a first ballot Hall of Fame because he has top 10 stats.
I
I don't
personally
care
have
how
him
he
at
looked when he
number
played.
no, like physically looks right now. I personally have him at number 3 all time. So does Twin Man. I'm pretty sure.
Ooh,
Eli Manning.
no, I don't. I would never
Brandon,
say anything that loose.
He's going to be he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I never believe he
He's
should have been
definitely
a
going to be a
first.
Hall of Fame. He's definitely
He
going to be a
makes
Hall of
hilarious
Fame. But
commercials.
I mean, Travis said he should be.
Nah, he will be. Anyway, Juan Boy, if you're listening, I'll contact you because you did get our trivia question. You bastard. Got it really fast, too. I'll think of a way harder one next time.
Oh, what was the
God.
question?
4 teams, Twin Man, have won a game ever, trailing by 8 points or more with less than a minute remaining. They're 4 in like 1,645. Who were those teams and what year?
You said there's 4 teams that what?
That won a game while trailing by 8 or more points. Final minute of the game. Who were they? What year?
Pacers is one. That's when Reggie Miller did it to my Knicks. I think the Pacers are 2 this year. That's all I can think of. I know it's 2 Pacers teams.
That's the correct answer. 3 of them were the Pacers this year, this month.
Oh, it's 3? I thought it was
Yeah,
only 2.
it's a trick question. So 4 teams did it, and they were all the Pacers. The Pacers from New York, or from 95, and then this year's Pacers did it 3 times.
Then the Pacers the game what 1?
Yeah, and then they
And
did it to
game 2?
Cleveland. Cleveland. They did it to Cleveland, and they did it to Milwaukee.
Tyrese, one of my favorite players right now.
Yeah, it was insane.
Never told Tyrese Halliburton he's overrated. They gave him motivation, and they should rot in hell because he's beating my Knicks.
Yeah, Knicks are done. We're sorry, Twin Man.
Don't be talking about my Knicks. It ain't over until they win 4 games.
Let's just be
Not
Pacers
over
fans
until they
together.
win 4 games. We can come back.
Pacers fans
Not
together.
over.
The
You
Knicks
know
ain't
what?
won. The Knicks ain't won the
Listen, I'm gonna stand
championship.
10. Hold on, John. I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on that because in 2016, when the Cavaliers were down, I told everybody, "Hey, last time I checked, you got to win 4 games to win." And what did we see? The greatest comeback in NBA history. This is only 2-0. Game is not. The series isn't over yet.
Twin
So
Man,
until they have 4 wins, The series ain't over. I have faith.
Twin man, you know how much money I won in 16? I would have lost a lot of money. I was finna lose a lot of money. I was finna literally lose $1,500.
You know what's crazy, bro? I didn't make one bet, and I should have. I stopped gambling after I had my kids.
I made the bet when they was down 3-1. When they was down 3-1.
That is hard. That is breakthrough.
And we was at work. We had to put the money in the back with the managers. I put $100 down for I bet 15 people $100.
Damn.
They was down 3-1. I made the bet. When they won game 5, I said, y'all looking real nervous over there. They won game 6. I said, hey, nobody speaking to me after game 6. I was like, hey, y'all don't even know a brother after game 6. Game 7, just so you know, we wear uniforms, and you got to wear your uniform. I'm a bus driver. I came in with my Cavalier hat on. It was real quiet in there. My supervisor, he doesn't speak to nobody. Boy, he was in there laughing. He was crying, laughing in there. He was like, he really won $1,500 after being down 3-1. Hey,
listen,
bro, for a week, bro, I was the man at work, bro. I was the
bro.
man.
Let me tell you something, John. I didn't make any bets, but when I tell you I was talking cash money shit until the next season started. I was talking cash money shit. Oh my God, people was mad at me. They got sick of me. I came in work with my LeBron James jersey on. They was mad at me, bro. They was like, oh, I can't wait till next season to start. Da 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 da. We gotta hear his mouth. I'm tired of hearing his mouth. Only thing I just kept saying, I was like, hey, good morning, greatest comeback of all time. I would end every sentence with the greatest comeback of all time, just to be pet.
Just so you can remember, the first time the Cavs played Golden State that next season was the Christmas Day game. Who won that game?
We saw it.
And that was with KD, just so you can remember. That's with KD.
Yep, that is with KD. But we already knew what it was. Listen.
Yeah, I knew what it was.
When Kevin Durant went to Golden State, I was so mad because but see, at the same time, I was mad, but I was also validated because I used to tell people all the time the reason why LeBron James loses to certain teams is because they have to build teams to beat him. Golden State knew they had his number. They had to get a piece to replace Barnes because he went for 0 in Game 7.
No, the way the defense was set up, it was set up to give Harrison Barnes.
It's definitely getting kind of late, so I'm about to get up off here. So I'm about to end this show.
Hey, Billy, you right? Because Travis got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
There we go.
I got to do a lot of research.
I just want to say one last thing. Eli Manning is the greatest quarterback of all time because he beat the greatest quarterback of all time. And I'm going to leave now before anybody says anything. Bye.
Jim Kelly is a great.